This is the Sports Stop with your hosts, James, Atticus, and Evan. Only on WSJU Radio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Sports Stop here on WSJU Radio. I'm WSJU's own James Mitchell. Alongside me are our partners Evan McGuire, Atticus George Andrzejewski, and prospective member Kurt Sem.
Actually, I'm a member of my DJ test yesterday.
Yeah, my man. Got a new member in the club here. Congrats, Kurt.
Thank you very much.
Nice job. Nice job.
Happy to be on the Sports Stop for my first official show as a member.
Terrific news to start the final Sports Stop of the semester. I know. We're all sad, too. I hear your sniffles out there. I hear them.
Cheer.
Now, Atticus, you're back.
Yeah.
You caught the illness last week.
Oh, it was awful. It was real bad last week.
I think I have a little bit of the illness right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. There's a Claritin commercial going on right now.
That's funny. That's funny because allergies are out and about right now, along with the sun and the blue skies, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, the sun has been beautiful.
It has been a terrific few
really
days.
Nice.
Evan and I, Evan's here. Say something, Evan. You haven't said anything yet.
Good morning.
Good morning. Evan and I went golfing yesterday. So
it was a perfect day for golf yesterday.
It was a beautiful day for golf. A little bit windy, but maybe that was just the Jackie Robinson Parkway.
It might have been.
It might have been.
It was moving for once.
No, but yeah, it was terrific. All right, we got a jam-packed show for you. We have top stories coming up, of course, in the first half hour. Then we have our mock drafts, which I'm not sure if anybody knew about.
By the way, we're doing a mock draft.
Yeah, by the way, we're doing a mock draft, guys.
I think you texted me late at night and you were like, we're going to do a mock draft.
This is our rundown.
Yeah. A rundown. Week number 2 of the YOLO rundown.
Yep.
You know.
And then, yeah, we'll just wait. Talk about the playoffs and things like that. I know Atticus has something to say about some Spurs
How great Roy
team
Hibbert is.
Exactly.
So be sure to call in at 718-990-3SJU. That's 718-990-3758 for all of your sports questions, conversation points, or suggestions to the show. We're always welcome to have you on the air. Okay, so let's get right down to business. Top stories. I'm going to start off with the biggest story in sports from this week. The most exciting 2 minutes of sports.
Ooh.
The Kentucky Derby.
Horse racing.
140th running of the Kentucky Derby. They had all the stars out there. I saw Rick Pitino there. There was Aaron Rodgers hanging out with Tom Brady.
Ooh.
Wes Welker won big there.
Yeah.
He
was just handing out dollar bills.
Yeah, $100 bills. $100 bills. He wasn't giving out the singles.
I don't know. Maybe he got the trifecta or something like that, because I'm sure that paid out nicely.
Like, if you saw the picture, he had, like, two huge bundles of, like, hundreds.
Wow.
He had, like, security guards around him and everything. I remember one time back home, there's like a horse track like 45 minutes away from my house or whatever. And so me and my friend and my dad one time, I think we were down there or whatever, and we are like, let's just go to the horse track real quick, right?
Yeah.
And you can bet on a single horse, and you get the exacta, which is first and second, and you get the trifecta, which is first, second, and third. We did an exacta, right? And super close race coming down the stretch. Our second place horse pulled in the second and barely got second. We won the first place horse.
Ooh,
we
nice.
were jumping up and down.
See, it's exciting. I go to Saratoga up by me, Saratoga racetrack.
Yeah, we went to go cash in our tickets, which were like $3.50 tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
She pulls out 20s and starts counting 20s, and we're like, whoo, did we win a lot of money? She puts the ticket in, and it's like $7.
Oh, my goodness. But, of course, the morning live favorite was California Chrome, who took the roses.
He won by, like, 2 lengths?
Yeah, he did. He won by quite a bit.
He has a legitimate shot at the Triple Crown.
I think so, too. I think it's mainly because, honestly, I didn't see the competition as being that good this year.
There was no...
There was no, like, definite, like, head-to-head challenge. It was pretty much California Chrome and the field.
The second best horse was Opportunity, and he got scratched.
Yep.
I mean, I think Opportunity, if he runs in any of the other ones, he'll give him a run for his money, but...
That is definitely a much better name than California Crown.
I originally was going to pick Opportunity, and then he got scratched, and I was like, okay, it's a good thing he didn't get scratched like 5 minutes before the race.
It's true. Who came in second? Was it something Curve?
Trouble with the Curve.
I think it was Troubling Curve.
Trouble with
No, I think the name is Trouble with the Curve.
Trouble with the Curve.
No way. That's the movie.
I
that's that awful John Hamm movie that's coming.
pretty sure it's Trouble with the
yeah,
Curve.
we gotta look that
Trouble
up.
with Curve's like Clint Eastwood. I'm sorry.
Yes, that is Clint Eastwood.
I'm
but
sorry.
no, his odds. So if you got the exacta box or whatever with California Chrome, of course he was the favorite. But if you got, which I think Wes Welkers did, because how else would he win that much?
You bet on Trouble with the Curve because he was 37-1.
Yeah, I know. So he probably
That's
got
a nice
the
payday.
exacta box exactly. Most exciting 2 minutes in sports. Is that arguable?
When it's a closer field, like
What about NASCAR?
No, stop it.
Last lap.
It's
Neck
no,
and neck.
Yeah.
not for me. I didn't even watch the Kentucky Derby. I saw that it was on, and I was like, oh, Kentucky Derby.
It's literally 2
Cool.
minutes. You don't watch it?
oh
No.
the horse. The
'Cause
second
it's so
place-
much like waiting, and you watch a bunch of people, and I don't know.
Yeah, Kurt.
All right, so the top three for the Kentucky, California Chrome, of course, first. Commanding Curve,
Curve, that's
second,
what it was.
and then Danza came in third. And then just because I like to say it, Wicked Strong came in fourth.
Yeah, I bet
That's
on
that,
Wicked
and that's
Strong.
the Boston horse.
Yeah. See, I think the problem was because I bet on Wicked Strong. I was just disappointed that he had the 20th spot, the 20th post. So I think that kind of hurt him a lot, especially.
Well,
I know Calvin Burrell. I don't think he was on Wicked Strong, but Calvin Burrell was out there.
He was on Ride On Curlin,
Yes, he was on Ride On
who was my
Curlin.
horse, and the problem was Calvin Burrell loves to ride on the rail.
Yeah, so
and
like,
he was on the outside.
and you saw because he was like 19th.
Yeah,
he was
because
in the 19th
he
post.
held back the horse so he can get to the rail.
Like he pretty much went like horizontal with the racetrack in the first straightaway.
He held the horse back to get in last place to get to the rail.
Yeah, I don't know where he ended up, but
He didn't finish in the top 10.
I think he's still running. All right, so yes, I think it's at least the most anticipated 2 minutes of sports. You wait a whole year for that, and you look forward to it.
Yeah, it's also
Yeah, I'll
like
give you
a
that.
culture thing too for
Yeah.
like people, like because you all get like you kind of dress up in like the
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
that-
the-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Did you guys hear about Tom Brady when he arrived at like the gala later that night in a hot air balloon?
Did he?
Yeah, everybody
Wow.
was arriving in like limos and everything, and he
Comes in
just
hot.
floats in with his hot air balloon.
I'll give him credit for that one. I'll give him credit.
Did he give the valet his
Yeah.
keys,
that would have been awesome.
his sandbags?
It's like, yeah, here's the sandbags. Keep it safe.
No, that's funny. Wow, I did not hear about that. No, I mean he was hanging out with Aaron Rodgers, my man, and a lot of, it's a very
Star-studded event.
star-studded event. Exactly. Who else was there for the sports world? A ton of people. Like too many to count.
If you name somebody, they're probably there.
Probably, yeah.
There's also some political aspects to it. Like I think Rand Paul was hanging out with a billionaire at the Kentucky Derby, and then Fox News just jumped all over that.
Shocking.
Yeah, just a possible presidential candidate hanging
Yeah.
out with billionaires is just
Looking for sponsors.
yeah. Like no, you just don't casually do that. But
Oh,
anyway,
I'm sorry, I stumbled into you.
oh, what a coincidence!
All right. I would talk about the playoffs right now, but I kind of want to save that for later on in the show.
Okay.
Okay.
However, let's try and figure this out right now. We definitely should have figured this out before the show, but let's figure it out right now. All right, mock NFL draft. That's going to be the next segment.
Okay.
Will that go 2 segments?
Oh, are we doing a full round or?
No,
are we
no,
doing-
we're doing-
yeah, I know. Man.
No, we'll do the top 10 and then our favorite team.
If
Okay.
you want, we can.
Well, my favorite team is in
Yeah,
the top
you're-
10.
Oh, wait, there-
Seattle
I was
for you.
about to say,
All right.
are you smoking crack? I mean, your team
No.
won.
No, my hometown team won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you do Seattle. What's your favorite team, Kurt?
I'm a Ravens fan.
You're a Ravens fan? All right.
Yeah.
Also Cardinals. Like being from Tucson, Arizona, also a little bit of a Cardinals fan, but I'm a bigger Ravens fan.
All right. So we'll just do our favorite team.
Ravens have a real interesting pick this year.
They're like 17.
Yeah, they have an interesting pick.
We'll get to that though. We'll get to that. Will that go 2 rounds though? We'll get that go 2
Oh,
segments.
Is that going to take 2 segments?
I don't. If we do a full,
We're not doing a full
if we
draft.
do a full one, it goes 2 segments. I think top 10 in ours will only take 1.
Okay. All right. So then we'll have NHL then NBA or vice versa. Okay. So we won't talk about the playoffs right now.
All right. How about MLB?
Tune in later for more playoff information.
How about MLB now?
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw came back off the DL yesterday.
Pitched a gem.
Pitched a gem, 7 scoreless innings against the Washington Nationals.
And compared to his Australia start, his fastball has increased 5 miles an hour.
Which
He
is-
averaged 88 in Australia. Now he's averaging 93.
Yeah, so this was the second start of the year. For those of you who were tricked by the Australian series, it was the second start of the year. I believe both were scoreless, unless he gave up a run in Australia. But he didn't give up. He got the win in Australia, so he's all right. I mean, I remember when he was put on the DL. Mattingly said
precautionary.
Mattingly said it was precautionary, but you don't take a guy out for a month for precaution reasons.
He was hurt.
He was hurt.
There's no question about it. He had pretty significant injury if it keeps you at a month.
It's true, and it lowers your fastball from like 96 to 88. That's pretty significant, even for Kershaw. So now he's back. Dodgers are happy. Have a ruse on the DL.
Yes, I'm well aware of that.
Yes.
Screwing up my fantasy.
Look at that.
I have 3 people on my DL right now.
Oh
Only
man,
one-
I've had
and only
I've
one
had 3
spot.
people on my DL for a while now. I still have like Alex Cobb and James Paxton on the DL, and I think Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, I have.
Adrian Beltre recently came
Yeah.
back though, so that's good for
He had
me.
a home run last night.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
I have Trumbo, Rue, and Rosario. I was playing without a catcher for a few days.
Yeah, Rosario-
And I
Rosario's
didn't
on the
realize
DL. He's
that.
hurting
And then
me.
I actually decided to look at my hitters, and I was like, oh, he's on the DL? Since Sunday? Hey.
I think it was Saturday he missed
Saturday?
the game. Yeah.
Oh, even worse. Oh.
Yeah,
So-
so a few people are on the DL, but that's all right. How about them Rockies, though? Nolan Arenado, by the way, Evan.
By the way, look at Blackman, who I like still.
Yeah, go ahead, but don't knock
Still don't like him.
Arenado, who's got a 25-game hitting streak.
It's
or
actually
something
26, I believe.
26. There
Last
you go.
night he got a hit. It hit the chalk.
See, there you go.
So,
Nolan Arenado, my man.
I mean, right now I know we're only 30 games in, but there's a lot of like surprising leaders and second place teams right now. I mean, you got
And a lot of-
Baltimore.
And a lot of surprising last place teams like the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have Baltimore leading the AL East right now. Actually, they're tied with the Yankees, but still, that's pretty. I didn't expect that at all.
And also,
Didn't Andrew
A-
call that?
Andrew
But-
called them winning the World Series, and Ubaldo Jimenez winning the Cy Young.
Yeah.
Baldo's not looking too good, but other
Ubaldo
than
was-
that, okay.
Ubaldo had one good start. It was a gem, but one good start. You also have the Marlins up there. The NL East is
The Marlins.
very close.
yeah.
Yeah, they're all within 2.5 games.
Yeah.
Which is
I
ridiculous
think the
right
Mets are in
now.
last.
No, they're in second to last.
They're in second to
Philly
last.
is a half
Philly's in
game
last.
behind them. Yeah,
Good.
yeah. And then I mean, you got Milwaukee leading the Central.
Oh yeah, they started
Brian-
off,
by
Brian
like
Braun
5
on DL,
games
though.
too. Like
Yeah.
they are sufficiently up in.
and they have the Reds, they have the Cardinals, they have the Pirates in that division.
And right
so-
now
Yeah.
they're without
And the
Braun,
Cubs.
So
and the Cubs, but I didn't count them in the good teams.
We're just waiting
I
for
know.
the Cubs to get owned by Oprah Winfrey.
It's true. We talked about that last week.
But
That'd be great.
also, it's kind of interesting baseball too. How like teams everyone thought were gonna do really well, like the Red Sox or the Cardinals, have kind of trickled down or
Yeah.
just aren't. You know,
I mean, the season's a marathon, not a
Yeah,
sprint. But
it's real early in the season, and I could definitely see Boston and the Cardinals. I can definitely see the Cardinals making a
Yeah.
legitimate run at
Yeah.
first late in the season, and I could see Boston even doing that
See,
coming
the-
up.
the
They're-
Cardinals aren't even hitting right now.
No,
That's
Alan-
the scary
yeah,
part.
Alan
And they're-
Craig is on a season-long cold streak right now, which is bad news for them because he's pretty much that guy in the middle of the order. He's
Yeah.
like the 3-4 hitter.
And with them not even hitting that well, they're still at 500 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how about Tulowitzki? Oh, sorry
Hitting-
for banging on the table.
He's hitting 620 at Coors.
Yeah, he's
7 homers,
he's got
22
that-
RBIs,
He's got
something
that
like
home field
that.
advantage.
Like that's
is,
insane.
Is he over 400 right now?
I don't
he's,
know.
He's up there. I think last I saw he was 408, but he might be like 390 something.
So
like
I
that.
mean, give him 2 more weeks, then he'll be out for the season.
See, I hope not. I love Troy Tulowitzki.
I like him too, but that's just what happens with him.
Yeah, I know. He's very injury prone.
Troy Tulowitzki always seems like underrated in a way. Like it seems like you don't hear as much about Tulu
That's
as you
because
hear.
he's always injured.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
it's
he is
because
always
of the
injured.
DL.
But it seems he's hitting 421 right now with 9 home runs and
he's
30
raking the
RBIs. But it seems like he's always hitting really well until he does get injured. But then you
he's
just don't hear a whole lot about him.
He's a great young shortstop out there, and it's just injuries.
He just hit his
ruined his
1,000th career hit against the Mets. I believe it was Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday. So, I mean, with the injuries, he would have surpassed that long ago.
I would like to point out the Mariners for a little bit. You know how they were on that like 9-game losing streak and it was awful and horrible. They've won 4 in a row now. They're 8-2 in the last 10. And they're in second in the West right now with a 16-15 record. They're above 500 right now.
No one in the West is playing good baseball right now. So
Oakland's 19-14. Oakland's been playing really good baseball.
Oakland's the one good team right there. But I mean,
Oakland's
Texas hasn't started hitting yet.
Yeah, I don't know how Oakland. I mean, can you guys name 4 of their starting lineup?
Reddick.
I can't do it. I'm not gonna try.
Cespedes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can, but
yeah, James knows like everybody.
I don't know everybody.
Jim
I can probably
Johnson
name,
was the closer and then got demoted.
Yeah, he got demoted.
I meant like lineup.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to name people right now.
I
Sonny
keep
Gray.
on thinking
I
of
love Sonny Gray.
old A's because they always get bought out. So I keep on thinking of like A's that used to be on the team and are no longer on the team.
Grant Balfour, Dan Herron. They're always a good team. I like them.
Yeah. No,
But how about that
for them being in the AL West? Like I do like I just like how they run their organization.
Yeah.
You know. So that's always nice. But I wish that the Mariners could just beat them a little bit more than they do.
Now, speaking of the Mariners, how's Cano doing? Apparently, hang on. Apparently, Mariano Rivera said that he'd rather take Dustin Pedroia over Robbie Cano.
Oh, I heard about that. I just looked up
Just because he plays harder.
Exactly.
Talent-wise, they're the same, but
Talent-wise, honestly, I give it to Cano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give it to Cano. Not by much, but he might have a slight edge, but Pedroia plays harder.
Yeah, Pedroia's got the heart in it.
Yeah, there's no question.
He's going to be the captain of the Red Sox very soon. You could tell.
Yeah.
I mean, he signed that long deal. What was it, 7 years last year, middle of the season. So he'll get that C on his chest.
I just looked at the Athletics depth chart, and I forgot Coco Crisp was back on the team.
Yep.
Because I was thinking Coco, and then I was like, is he back on the Angels, or did he leave again? Like, it feels like he goes to the Angels, and then he'll leave the next year, and then he'll go back to the
Athletics,
A's.
yeah.
And then he'll leave, and then go back to the A's.
I think it's cornrows.
Cornrows this
I believe
time?
so.
All right, so
I miss his fro, though. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Sticking out the sides.
Yeah, he looked like a clown, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show today.
Robinson Cano's hitting 298 right now.
Oh,
but that's also, I mean, they're on that 9-game skid. He didn't have a whole lot of good hitting around him. I think
this is what you
Justin
have to expect
Smoke
from
cooled
him this
off.
Year, though.
Justin Smoke really cooled off.
You know who's
they
kinda
moved him
making-
down in the lineup.
Someone who's kind of struggling, but last night had a huge game was Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah,
And if he starts swinging for the Tigers, that team is just like they're already good.
Honestly,
and then if he
bound
add
to
him
happen.
and he's hot,
yeah,
that's I feel like you have to pick them.
yeah,
for the
he
leaders
had a
of the-
very disappointing April.
Yeah.
He's just bound to break
Yeah.
out of it. I mean, it's Miguel Cabrera. You've seen what he's done his entire
Exactly.
career. I mean, it's only a matter of time before he starts hitting 330 and just hitting 50 homers. Like,
Well, how old is he? 28 or
he's
like,
young.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's 28. He
But
was 18 in 2003.
Wait, Miggy?
So
Yeah.
I had 10 years.
And yeah, he's 29.
Yeah, 29, 30.
Yeah,
He's 31.
Oh.
he's 31.
Yeah.
He's
That's
in his
young for
prime.
baseball. Yeah,
He's
that's
in his
prime baseball.
Yeah, that's the.
That's
Pretty
scary.
I think that's the last.
Last
if not,
prime year.
yeah, the last prime year. Maybe 32 is the last prime year. But I mean, I'll take Mickey out of his prime any day of the week.
Yeah.
I'll take him at 35.
So will the Tigers.
So will the
apparently.
Tigers with that huge contract they just gave him. But yeah, hopefully last night with that 4-for-5 outing, 8 total bases.
4 ribbies, a homer.
Yeah, so hopefully he breaks out because I think that's great for baseball. Seeing, reigning
How has Trout been
back-to-back
this year?
MVP. Trout's been, Mike Trout's been Mike Trout, baby.
I know he got that triple last night against the Yankees in the 8th inning.
Yeah, the guy knows how to hit.
He knows how to do everything.
He does
knows how to
everything.
do everything.
Literally everything. 5 tools. And, everybody's like saying, 5-tool prospect. Honestly, a lot of them, sort of forget their fifth or fourth tool in like the minor leagues or something.
They're 5 tools, and then they focus on hitting home runs all the time.
Mike Trout does it all though.
Yeah.
Mike Trout's hitting 294 right now.
294
with 6 home runs,
6
20
homers.
RBIs, 377 on base.
How many stolen bases? If you could
4.
look that up.
Let me check real quick.
I'm going to say 4. I don't think he's been stealing that much this year.
4.
Good job.
Yeah. He hasn't been caught stealing yet though.
There you
which
go.
is
I know,
good.
but he hasn't.
4 for 4.
I think he's going to transition out of that stolen base. I think he's going to kind of do what Cabrera did. Because wasn't Cabrera a base stealer early in his...
I mean, he was thin.
Yeah, I mean Cabrera really
Didn't he-
put on some weight
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, but when he was on the Marlins, like in his first couple seasons, didn't he steal like 20 bases?
I'm not sure. I can't. I don't remember.
I thought he was a little base stealer back in the day.
I mean, maybe that may be the case for Trout, but I don't think yet. I think maybe give him like 5 years. I think he'll continue stealing bases. I think he'll be like a David Wright type of guy.
Yeah.
Steal like 20 bases.
Yeah, and then once he kind of like turns the once age-wise, I think he's just going to focus on hitting.
Yeah, but right now I see him as 30 guy.
but can you take him out of that leadoff spot?
With the current Angels lineup right now, no.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, who are you going to put up there? Eric Ibar?
Well, say in the future then. In the future,
If they get a leadoff guy,
well,
sure.
just ignore that. It doesn't matter what team he's on. Can you take Trout out and put him in the 3 hole?
Yeah, he's a
and take
perfect
away
3
his
hitter.
stolen bases.
I mean, you don't have to necessarily take away.
I mean, in theory,
I mean, why would you have to take them away?
if a guy gets on in front of him.
Okay.
In theory,
All right. I mean,
would
sure.
you want him
Yeah.
to be your leadoff or 3 guy?
No, 3 guy.
You want him to be your
I'd
3 guy?
want him to be my 3 guy.
Yeah, I feel like if you just look at his
I think
his
he's a
abilities,
perfect number 3 hitter.
yeah, perfect. But for that team right now, he has to be that
Yeah,
leadoff
he's got
guy.
to be leadoff. I mean, they don't have anybody to lead off.
So I looked it up.
It doesn't make
Like-
it. They have nobody on that team right now. It seems like
I-
they're not playing as. Actually, they're playing better than expected.
Yeah, they're playing
I'll
pretty
give
well
them
right
that.
now.
Miguel Cabrera has never had over 9
Really?
stolen bases. Yeah, and when he had 9 stolen bases, he got caught stealing 6 times.
I thought he was a base stealer early in
No,
his career.
most of his years he's got like 1, 2, or 3 stolen
Maybe
bases.
that's just
Unlike
because
a
he was
double
really
steal.
thin back in the day.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And then he's got
He looked like a
either
base stealer.
just as many or like half of the stolen bases he has every year, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
That's
or caught stealing as the stolen bases he's got.
that's funny. Poor Miggy Cabrera.
So Prince Fielder has more stolen bases than him, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's hilarious if you think about it. Can we please look that up quickly?
Yeah, one
Thank you.
second.
I think Prince might have more.
Honestly, he might. If he doesn't, it's probably because Prince has been playing less years than
Yeah.
Miggy has.
Prince Fielder has a total of 18 stolen bases.
Okay.
He had
Miggy
7
had
his
9 in
second
1
year. Yeah.
Prince Fielder had 7 stolen bases.
That's good for him.
They have to be like on the back end of a double steal. They have to be.
Or like a botched pitch.
yeah,
or like,
something like that.
And Miguel Cabrera has had a total of 36.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much longer has
2 years.
2 years? Only 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big difference.
That is a big difference.
He has to get 9 stolen bases this year and next year.
Yeah, I
It will
don't.
be even.
I
That
like
won't happen.
I like
Yes, it will.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will.
I like looking at Barry Bonds stats, you know, and you got 30, 50, 40, 30, 30, 30 steals, and then it just drops down to like 28, 15, 11, 13, 9, 7, 6. It just keeps on getting lower and lower
It's
and
those,
lower.
It's those old legs. All right, it's 11:24 right now. We are going to be going to commercial break, but then we got the NFL mock draft, top 10, and then our favorite teams. All right, so stick around. You don't want to go away. Our expert, quote unquote, expert analysis on the NFL mock draft. So stick around here on WSJU, the voice of St. John's University.
Welcome back to the Sports Stop.
Yes, we are back in town here on your radio waves. That's WSJU Radio, the voice of St. John's University. It's 11:30. We are ready for the second half hour of the final sports stop of the semester. Call in with your thoughts about the NFL draft, because that's what we're going to be going over this segment at 718-990-3SJU. That's 718-990-3758. Spread the word. All right? Or tweet at us.
That was perfect.
I know it was. So tweet at us at SportsStop WSJU. Always, we got Evan here with his eye pizzle, and
Got it right that time.
yes, and so he's gonna be reading your tweets on the air, and if you have any questions, just ask and don't be shy. Come on in and sit a spell.
I do declare.
You look so uncomfortable because I was looking right at you, and you looked so uncomfortable.
No,
when
I
you
just got the
said that.
sniffles right now. All right.
Have you seen the photo of young Kirk?
No,
No.
It's a photo of young Larry Bird that looks just like
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll pull it up for us in the studio.
All right.
We can tweet it.
We had to.
We
Yeah, we might have to
tweet it.
If you see this guy around the campus,
I'm not
St.
Larry
John's
Bird.
University.
I'm just. So don't come to me with your Pacers complaints.
just Mr. Sen.
Coming up to you arguing about Roy Hibbert.
Why?
Need to get rid of Roy Hibbert.
It's not my fault.
All right, so let's do this mock draft. Number 1 pick goes to the Houston Texans.
Yep. Because they're awful.
Wow,
They're not even that bad. Oh wow.
young Larry Bird does look like
Wow.
you. That's funny.
Right.
But no, the Houston Texans, they're not even that bad. I think they were
They're
just
not that
faced, they were
bad.
just faced with injuries last year. Arian
no.
Foster was out for a good chunk of the year.
Yeah.
The
so-
problem is offense.
yeah.
Well, just someone to
which
give.
which is
the
a
ball.
funny problem to have when you have top 3 receiver in the game right now.
Yeah, Andre Johnson
And Arian Foster.
And
healthy
Arian Foster.
Arian Foster
Yeah.
is scary.
And I liked Matt Schaub. He just kind of had a really bad
He
year.
had a
last
really
year.
bad
He's
year.
had 2 bad years in a row, though.
I mean, 2
And he
years
always
ago,
gets hurt at the
2
worst
years ago
possible
was a
time.
great year, but he didn't have like a horrible year. I think he had like 15 touchdowns.
He-
Or
he-
had 20
he was-
touchdowns and
The
15
Texans have always had
interceptions or
problems protecting their quarterbacks too.
Yeah.
I mean, just dating back. I mean, they need somebody to help protect them.
My question is, do the Texans keep this number 1 pick?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it has to be. I think if they trade it, it's going to be like a trade that's like of the RG Griffin
yeah.
kind of trade, and I don't think anyone's willing to give that much up in this draft.
That's true. It would be a lot. Now, if they do trade, who would go and get it? Because I see 2 possible options.
Atlanta.
Atlanta's, I think, is the one.
I think that's the only one.
I saw somewhere last night in my little research that I did, the Buffalo Bills, which I think would be cool. I don't think they would. I mean, I think they need as much draft picks.
I don't think that they
The
trade
Buffalo
up
Bills.
for that.
I don't think they trade up for it, but for the Bills, I think they will need to trade up if they want to get somebody that
The Bills are
they
what,
really
10?
want.
They're 9.
9?
Because it's like that awkward pick. Like when you do a fantasy draft, it's that awkward pick when you really want one guy and it just goes right before you.
Yeah.
And then the other ones you're just weighing the odds of the other ones, who's going to get hurt first.
Yeah.
It's that awkward pick, and I think that's what the Bills have right now.
That's true. All right, so,
Should we,
Evan, because you said if they trade, do you think they're going to trade?
I don't see them getting the offer they're looking for. I think
Do
they keep
you
it.
see the offer? Do you see the price go down as the draft comes?
No, because in my opinion, I think they'll take Clowney,
yeah.
and like all the guys are saying, like this is a once in a decade kind of pass rusher.
That's
He's
right.
got all the tools that it takes to be one of the top. If you pair him with J.J. Watt,
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
that's a danger. That is so dangerous.
That's scary.
Like because Watt can line up anywhere.
Yeah.
Put Watt at the defensive tackle, and then Clowney right next to him. You run a stunt with that, it's a sack every time.
Yeah.
Or put each of them on an end.
Yeah.
And,
now pick your poison.
Yeah.
Which one you want to
And
block?
they're both so versatile that they're both like, even like Javen Clowney and J.J. Watt. Like you can put them either on the right or left, middle, and
Yeah.
they can come from anywhere. Both of them. So you can. That's
Exactly.
going to be a nightmare for like offensive coordinators just to figure out both of them and figure out which one's coming for you.
I think Clowney is the obvious first pick overall.
Yeah.
However,
I think Khalil Mack is up there.
I think Khalil Mack's up there
because
too. But
Jadeveon Clowney has that work issue problem.
Yeah.
And that's why as
I
a
think
Texan,
yes.
I think that's a
Texan,
huge.
yes.
I think that's a huge problem.
no, as a Texan, I'm not going to take him. I'd take Khalil Mack over him because when you're watching, I've watched a lot of tape of Khalil Mack and Jadeveon Clowney. Khalil Mack doesn't get as much coverage because he's from Buffalo, but
I love Khalil Mack.
He has some terrific plays out there. He is able to play inside. He's able to play outside. He's a terrific backer. And if you know that he's going to give you that hard fight every time where you're not quite sure about Jadeveon Clowney,
I think Clowney will.
I don't know. I mean, he hasn't been
like,
at South Carolina, and I don't want him. I don't want to pay him first pick money to find out if he's going to play that hard for me.
I think he will play that hard. I think it.
But it's all speculation, and I don't want to pay.
Yeah, but it's
all that
speculation
money.
if he's not going to play for you too.
Yeah, exactly. It's a toss up though.
I mean, what happens
if I'm going to pay money for a really good linebacker, I'm going to rather pick
I
Khalil
think-
Mack.
I think Clowney will be
Jadeveon Clowney.
motivated though to actually play in the NFL.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
But I mean, he does have a history of just sitting because he doesn't want to play.
and I feel like if anything starts to go south,
based on last year or before that too.
Based on last year,
Yeah,
mainly.
last year exactly.
but I feel like if anything
That's
starts to
1
go
year.
south at Houston, I can see him
Yeah.
not wanting to play, bringing down the morale of the club.
Yeah, but
I could see it being a real downhill spiral.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, that's the one bugaboo about Clowney.
Yeah, you don't know if he's going to give 100% or if he's just going to be pull an AI and be I'm not feeling it today. So
Practice.
Yeah.
Practice?
Why are we talking about practice?
Not even a game.
So wait, who's
You're talking about
who's the coach there now?
The guy from Penn State.
Yeah, right. What's his that guy?
Yeah,
but what's his name?
Yeah.
Not Joe Paul.
Yeah, it's Joe Paul. Oh my God!
Let's
I can see it. I can see his face right in front of me too.
I don't see him.
He's right there.
Really?
Right. Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, I got
you
him.
see it.
I got him.
Bill
Yeah.
O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah,
Bill
that's-
O'Brien. Okay.
Yes.
I think.
Who I think will actually do a pretty decent job. That's why the only reason I think they might get a quarterback with the first pick,
No.
No.
or try
may
to get
trade
one.
down.
They might, and trade down because they don't have a quarterback right now. Because they traded Matt Schaub to your Raiders, Atticus. And then I think personally, I feel like I kind of want to start the quarterback. I think Blake Bortles is the best quarterback in the draft, and then I would go Johnny Manziel.
Love Johnny Football.
Johnny Football.
So wait.
Which I think there's a I heard Mel Kiper on ESPN the other day say there's a 5% chance that the Texans will take Johnny Football just because it's Johnny Football.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, we'll get to those guys.
Yeah. Well,
But I don't see if the Texans keep their first pick, they're not going to go. There's a possibility to go Khalil Mack because I think he's just the safer pick.
Yeah.
I think he's a safer pick, but I think Clowney is.
Yeah, Clowney has more talent.
Yeah.
Clowney's 1 in a million.
Clowney has the potential to be.
But Clowney's
He's a higher
talent.
ceiling.
Everyone,
He's a higher
as
ceiling.
of right now, everyone has the potential, though. You know.
Yeah.
No one's.
I don't have the potential.
Everyone that's in the draft has potential to pan out.
Maybe.
I mean, any round because look at Tom Brady and look how far he's come.
That's true.
Everyone in the draft has a chance.
Yeah, football
to
is
pan
like
out.
that too.
Yeah.
It's not like the NBA where if you're not a top 10 pick, you're not really ever gonna. You're not really gonna.
Look at Marquise Colston.
Yeah.
Second to last pick in the draft, and now looking at him now.
Look at Ryan Suckup, Mr. Irrelevant. The last pick in the draft. Now he's kicking field goals.
He's got a full-time job, and it's awesome.
Yeah, the NFL draft is very. I wouldn't say it's as unpredictable as the MLB draft because you have no idea what's going to happen with baseball.
Mainly because
players.
nobody knows who
That's
who
because
the heck
everyone's
is in
in
the
high school.
MLB
Yeah.
draft.
Yeah.
Everyone's in high school. That's what I hate about it.
And then
Right,
also, it's also the injury thing. With baseball too, you could have this. I think football and baseball are the two biggest sports where.
I mean,
except call it a basketball too with the knee problem.
look
now.
at Javid Best, running back for the Lions.
So much potential.
Out
He
of
was
UCLA, right?
Yeah.
Cal.
Good call.
Pac-12 watch.
He was a terrific running back.
You
then
did too.
concussion just derailed his
I think he
career.
had 4 concussions in the span of 2 years.
Yeah.
It was the one. I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but Cal was playing Stanford, and he went up to the end zone.
Oh,
got
yeah.
hit, and he landed
Smacked.
right on his neck, and his
Yeah.
helmet popped off, and he just like his arms just stood, like went straight up in the air, and his feet went straight up, and everyone's like, and you could just see him like his neck.
You can
Yeah.
just see him and just like knocked out.
Yeah, and just once you take a hit like that, like
I mean-
that's always scary when you can tell a player gets knocked out because
Oh.
they fall limp.
the play the Steelers running back. What's
Which one?
the rookie?
Oh,
The rookie?
Bell.
Bell.
Yeah,
Le'Veon Bell.
when Bell got knocked out heading into the end zone, and you just saw him knock. He was knocked out. I think it was against the Ravens.
I think so too. Yeah.
It was a night game against the Ravens,
Yeah.
and he got knocked out even before he hit the ground, and the ground was frozen, and then he snapped his head back.
oh,
And like you can just see him like
Yeah, that was against the
motionless
Ravens.
going down, and then he snaps his head back on the ground again. Just it's just scary.
and then they wonder why they all have like brain issues like
Yeah.
20 years later.
Yeah. All right, so we spent 11 minutes on that first pick.
Yeah. that's why we're going to
So
change it
I'm
up.
thinking
and
it's
go
going to be
2
Tuesday. All right, so first pick. Who you got, Kurt?
Jadeveon Clowney.
I'm taking Khalil Mack.
Okay,
Clowney.
Clowney. I think so too. I could see why you would go Mac.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I
I
can see. I just don't
feel
think
it's
it'll
also a
happen.
business thing because Clowney has so much hype around him, and like, just so you could like as soon as like they sign him,
It's
it's
so-
just gonna be like Clowney jersey, get your Clowney jersey.
Okay.
you know?
Who picked Clowney first pick? You think Texans keep him?
Yeah, Texans.
Texans?
I
Or
think
Mack.
I think if you go, either way, I think Texans are keeping.
All
them
right.
first
I can
pick.
see Khalil Mack going if like someone trades for him like Atlanta. I know they're very interested in him.
Oh yeah, they're very interested.
I could see that. I can see them moving up for Khalil Mack. Maybe not 1, but
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
possibility. But yeah, I say the Texans keep first pick.
Okay.
They won't get that. And to answer your question before, I don't think the value decreases on Clowney as the draft gets closer.
Okay.
Like for pick wise.
For the first
For
pick.
for a trade.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to budge.
Okay, number 2 has the St. Louis Rams. They got it from Washington, that RG3 deal.
Yeah.
Who you got going number 2?
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack to the Rams?
To
Or
the
are they
Rams.
trading? Okay.
No, I think they keep that pick.
This is the difficult thing for me with drafts and mock drafts is there's a lot of like linemen that I really don't know.
Yeah, I
and,
got you.
and when looking at like all the mock drafts have them taking Greg Robinson, who
Yeah, I
I really
see that.
have no idea who he is, and I really have no idea if they need an offensive
they have
lineman
Jake
that,
Long,
I mean,
that guy from
obviously,
Michigan.
they need an offensive
They
lineman.
have Jake Long, but still,
Yeah, they still need
whatever.
another
Whatever.
Greg Robinson.
No, what's the quarterback? He gets
Sam
hurt.
Bradford.
Yeah.
Bradford. I was going to. Yeah. He's been. I think he led the league in getting sacked, and he got hurt last year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's.
And I mean, they do have a good young running back, so it would help to have a nice.
But they also got that
line.
that guy from West Virginia, right? The receiver or like the
Yeah.
slot guy who's.
Austin.
Aaron Pettis. Or no,
No,
Austin
Tavon-
Pettis.
Tavon
'Cause they have
Austin.
Austin
Tavon
Pettis
Austin.
and Tavon Austin.
Yeah.
Tavon
Ooh.
That's
Austin.
what I'm thinking of.
that's, yeah, that could be a deadly good team. if that
I mean,
defense-
as long
that's why I think they need to kind of focus defensively.
Tavon Austin has to develop.
Well, but that's the thing with any young receiver. Any young receiver is going to take a while to develop. And like last year,
But especially him because he's undersized. He's
He is
undersized. He has
undersized,
to
but
find.
he's
He has
also-
to find that happy medium.
he's one of the quickest players
I
I've
think he's
ever
the
watched.
quickest.
Like if I used to watch him at West Virginia, and the cuts that he would make was
It's unbelievable.
ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
They were ridiculous out there. I'd be watching him, and he would just be full speed, and all of a sudden, full speed, the complete opposite direction. I was like, this isn't fair. Like this isn't fair that he
Yeah.
can do that. I even me and my friends would always talk about him. So my friend would like look up his high school highlights. His high school highlights are crazy because he's just as fast, and everybody else is slower in high school than they are in college. So he was just tearing people apart in high school. It was hilarious to watch him play people in high school.
Yeah, I always thought about the like. What if you like imagine seeing like LeBron James play, or like even like any great like Jadeveon Clowney play in high school, or like any of these great like Peyton Manning. Like it must have just been so like.
It's just like, oh, all right. Well, I'm just going to take a sack here. Clowney's coming at me. I'm just going to try and keep my head on my shoulders.
All right.
But so
I
you have
Actually, I'm gonna. Yeah, I think actually they're gonna go with Greg Robinson I think he's the best tackle, right?
Yeah.
No, I think they're gonna go with the tackle because
I was going to say because they got Zach Stacy in the backfield, who had a great second half of the year. I think he ended the year with 973 yards.
And that he didn't start right away.
No, he didn't. I forget who started right away, but he went off during the year, and he's a fun. If you guys haven't watched it, because it's St. Louis, so like they're not really on TV that much. He's a fun running back to watch because he just bounces off people. He'll run straight through linebackers. He's a fun running back to watch. So if he can have a better line, he doesn't have to take as many hits, and he can last longer. Because I mean, look at Steven Jackson is injury prone, but Steven Jackson's a workhorse.
He's a bull.
Yeah, but he'd be hitting so much that he'd get injured. But if you look at like a runner like Zach Stacy, who is going to take hits because he is a big brawling running back.
But
if you
he
can help
kind of
protect him a little
smaller?
bit, he's smaller than Steven Jackson, but he can run straight through people. It's ridiculous.
Gotcha. All right, so are we all saying Greg Robinson?
I'm saying Greg Robinson to the Rams.
or the best tackle.
Is
Greg Robinson the best tackle?
Greg Robinson
It's
and
him or
Jake
Matthews.
Jake Matthews is the number 2.
Okay.
It's either or. I think they go Greg Robinson.
Yeah.
How about you, Atticus?
I'm going to go Greg Robinson.
I mean, is there a possibility that they trade? I mean, it's always a possibility, of course.
Because I think them and because I think they can still take because I think Atlanta really wants Khalil Mack.
Yes.
So I think Atlanta. This is the time when they do trade up. If they do, I think they would trade up to number 2 to take Khalil Mack. Because Greg Robinson and Jake Matthews will still be on the board at 8, I believe.
I think so,
Falcons
too.
And also in the top 10, you have a bunch of teams who all need a specific, I don't think there's going to be that many trades because if you look at the rest of the top 10, like the Browns, Raiders, Falcons, Buccaneers, Vikings, Bills, and Lions, they all have a certain position they need to fill.
Yeah.
I think the Lions, I think they won't trade up unless
They're not traded up. If anything, they're trading
because I
down.
think they're either going to try and get a receiver like Sammy Watkins.
I think the Lions could possibly be in the talks of trading up to get Sammy Watkins.
I don't see them trading up.
or they could just wait and get Mike Evans
That's
if
true.
he doesn't go to the Bills.
That's true.
But
I think I have Greg Robinson, but I can see the Falcons trying to trade up and get Khalil Mack.
for sure.
Yeah. And I don't think. I think you still have to offer, your first, your third, and maybe
like next year's third, possibly.
Yeah. I think that would be the price for Khalil Mack.
For number 2.
Yeah. Well, I think either way Khalil Mack goes, if he's still there, Jacksonville's going to pick him up.
I think so, too.
Yeah,
I have the Rams keeping it and getting Greg Robinson.
Well, yeah. So if they keep it, Greg Robinson, yes. So Jacksonville's next. Their entire team needs help. So
just pick any position.
I think
pick any position.
They could possibly go for Manziel.
No.
We're on pick number 3, by the way, because we're moving on to Jacksonville. They could pick Manziel.
They could.
I could see that happen.
I could easily see the Jacksonville Jaguars taking Johnny Football.
Their owner,
that would be a Jag move. It would just. Yeah.
It would make sense. It would make sense.
It would make a ton of sense.
In 3 years, it would blow up in their faces.
It would get butts in the seats, though. It would get butts in the seats, and that's what they need.
Yeah, it definitely would.
So I could see it as like a business popularity decision, but I want them to go Khalil Mack.
Really? My dream is I want John to fall to number 4 to the Cleveland Browns, just so he loves to party and nobody parties in Cleveland. So, I just want him to go there and just be like, why?
Just
why am I?
Liven up the town a little bit.
I've been to Cleveland before, and it's a cool city, but there's definitely no crazy parties going on
Cleveland
everywhere.
has another first-round pick that's 26 or something like that. So so they could possibly get a quarterback back there as well. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. They easily can. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like a city like Cleveland and Jacksonville, they both, like you said, they kind of need, they kind of struggle with people coming to their games.
Yeah.
Even though there's a very huge Browns because they're original football team. But I feel like definitely if you get Johnny Manziel, people are just so not like him or dislike him. They're just everyone's intrigued by what Johnny Manziel does. So.
But let's go back to the Jaguars here. They have the number 3 pick. I think it's between 2 people. I think it's between Khalil Mack, and I think it's between him and Sammy Watkins. I mean, Justin Blackman, we don't know if he's going to be wearing the Jaguar jersey
I just
again.
looked up Justin Blackman, and it says playing in 14, unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's suspended
in jail,
indefinitely.
right?
I mean,
He's already suspended.
Well, he's not
Yeah.
in jail, he's just suspended, yeah.
but,
It's his second time offense, though.
yeah.
So if any, I think it will be 8 to 10 games, and then barring what Jacksonville wants to do.
It's true.
I think that's what it will be.
So basically, the season's kind of like
The season. I mean, I think
just kind of have to plan.
the season's shot for the Jaguars already. They have the number. I'm giving them the number 1 pick next year.
I mean, their number one running back right now is Toby Gerhardt.
Toby Gerhardt.
He's a bull, man. I like
Dude,
Toby
but
Gerhardt.
he went off at
Toby
Stanford that 1 year though.
Yeah,
Remember
that 1 year.
yes, he did.
He had a really good year, or he had a really good game last season, right? One game where AP was out, he tore it up one game, I think,
Yeah.
something like that. But I mean,
Well,
I don't know. That's just a mess of a team right now. That's a real mess of a team. They need a lot of positions.
Yeah, they need a bunch, including quarterback. I mean, unless you
Yeah.
want to get going with Chad Henne. I don't like. The only reason why I think they go Khalil Mack over Sammy Watkins is because if you don't have a quarterback to throw to Sammy Watkins, why bother getting him?
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean,
It's not going to help him develop.
exactly. So I don't. I hope that they do not go Sammy Watkins. I think they do go Khalil Mack though.
And they are starting to build like a solid defense around people. I mean, they got Paul Posluszny in the middle at linebacker, and they got Lotu Lele out on the other side. So I mean, they're starting to build a defense around that center of the defense right there, and they could really use Khalil Mack.
And another important thing to remember, the head coach is Gus Bradley, the Seahawks defensive coordinator. He's going to go defense with that pick, especially with a guy like Khalil Mack that can come off the edge, rush the passer, and can also drop in the coverage, having that athletic ability. I think that's why they will go Khalil Mack in the end.
I really think that would be the smartest decision. If Khalil Mack doesn't go number 1, I could definitely see him falling 3, just because they're already trying to build that.
Top 3 though.
Yeah, I don't think he does either. And I could see if Khalil Mack goes 1, Jadeveon Clowney probably going 3 at that point.
I don't. Yeah. Well, Clowney doesn't get by. Clowney won't get by the Rams.
No.
Yeah, I don't think
no.
Clowney will
Clowney
get
goes
by the
1 or
Rams.
2.
No, because if he's there at number 2, Atlanta's already trading up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Atlanta's going to jump at that opportunity.
Okay. Real quickly before we go to commercial break, let's go with the Browns.
All right.
4 pick.
Wait, who you have at?
I have Khalil Mack.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for the Browns. Johnny Football.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel.
Browns could go Johnny Manziel. They could also go Sammy Watkins. There's a ton of talent on the board. Sammy Watkins and Josh Gordon, that tandem, that'd be nice.
Josh Gordon had a terrific year last year.
What's that, Ryan?
The
Lions? Lions are going to trade up? All right. That's Ryan's prediction. Of course, he's got a show on Monday nights, right? Yeah. Monday nights at 6. All right.
Who are we talking about right now?
Browns.
The Browns. So who do you have the Browns?
Johnny Manziel.
Atticus?
Not sure yet. Still looking a little bit.
All right. I say
still perusing the talent.
I say they go Jake Matthews, the offensive tackle.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
here's my reasoning. Johnny Manziel will be there at 26.
No.
Johnny Manziel will be there at 26.
No way.
No, there's too much hype around
No.
Johnny Manziel.
There's-
I don't think he'll drop to 26.
He's dropping to 26.
No, I disagree.
He's going to be like Brady Quinn. He's going to be there late.
Okay,
He's
but
gonna
there's
drop.
okay. Brady Quinn did not win a Heisman. Brady Quinn. The only thing he did at the combine was. Do you know when Brady Quinn went to the combine, he had the most bench presses for 250?
That's impressive.
Brady Quinn.
Okay,
That's crazy.
There's so much hype around Manziel though. I think he will drop to 26
I think
because
it's different.
I mean
Right.
if he gets through the first 10 picks, which I mean the Browns need a quarterback, Jaguars, those are the two teams. I don't think Minnesota's interested in him, and
I don't see how if you're Minnesota, you're not interested in him.
you're not Manziel.
What? Wait, we were on the Browns. All right, we'll talk about this more because we got to go to commercial break right now. So Browns, who you got?
Manziel.
Manziel, who you got?
Not Manziel. or Sammy Watkins. I don't really know at this point. But
Do they trade?
They might trade because I honestly think they have Brian Hoyer coming back from an injury.
Okay.
And Brian Hoyer had a great first 2 games of the year last year. So I could see them sticking with him. They have 2 really good receivers.
Small sample size, but can.
And Josh Gordon and Greg Little. So they might either take an offensive lineman, they might try and take a defensive player. If Khalil Mack is still there, I don't think Khalil Mack is still there. They might even just trade. I really can't see them going with a quarterback or a receiver.
Okay. Thanks, Atticus.
I say Jake Matthews, and they go Manziel at 26.
I say Johnny Football, get the butts in the seats. All right, we're going to be going to commercial break, but first, little shout-out to our good friends and friends of the WSJU station, Gibraltar Storage. Stick around for the second half of our NFL mock draft, which will start at the noon o'clock hour, so stick around.
Welcome back to the Sports Stop. James? Atticus? Yeah. Evan?
Okay. All right, fellas. Well, let's go! In the mall, in the back city, everyone attack, and they turn into a ballroom blitz. And the girl in the corner said, boy, I wanna want you to turn into a ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz.
Welcome back here at 11:59, going to be the 12 o'clock hour very shortly, probably within the next minute. Welcome back to the Sports Stop here on WSJU Radio. We're halfway finished with our show, the big show before the NFL Draft. Always exciting time of year. I am James Mitchell. Alongside me are my partners, Atticus George Andrzejewski, Evan McGuire, and Kurt Sem.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I got it right this week. I remembered. All right, so we are continuing on, and call us in with your thoughts about the NFL our NFL mock drafts and the real NFL draft, if you wish. At
Or
718
tweet us.
Or tweet us at SportsUp WSJU Radio. WSJU, I apologize. Or so you can call in 718-990-3SJU. That's 718-990-3758. All right, so we're on pick number 5. That is the Raiders. The Raiders. They're the best team in the league. The Raiders. All right, nothing out of that.
It's disappointment after disappointment.
Okay.
After disappointment.
Now, the Raiders,
for
along
12
with the
straight years.
Jets, are historically known for drafting poorly. The Jets have gotten a lot better, though.
They have.
The
Yeah.
past few years.
I mean-
the Raiders have not.
Al Davis is gone, so hopefully it'll lead in a better direction. But his son is now majority owner of the Raiders.
If Manziel is still there, that's such a Raider pick.
Unfortunately, no.
That is such a
Honestly, I dread that because I know that if Manziel drops to 5,
That's a
they're
Raider pick.
snatching it.
That's a
They're
Raider
snatching
pick.
it. Even though they just traded for Matt Schaub, like they are snatching Manziel up, and yeah, and I hate Manziel. I think he's gonna be an awful NFL quarterback.
I don't think he's
And
going to be bad.
I think he's gonna be awful.
I think he's got too much flash to be bad.
think he's
No.
number
All
26 talent.
Manziel does is run around and make and juke people, and the NFL is way too fast for that. Way too fast for that.
Nope. He's gonna rise to the top. He's gonna be up there with Joe Montana.
He did.
Brett Favre.
Oh, easy, there. easy.
He did have a very similar 40 to Colin Kaepernick, who Colin Kaepernick doesn't get hit much and is a great runner. But I can't.
Yeah, but he's
see,
also 6'6".
Yeah, but I can't see him being a Kaepernick or a Russell Westbrook.
He's a
or
mixture
Russell
between
Wilson.
Drew Brees, Brett Favre with his craftiness, and Colin Kaepernick with his speed.
I
That's
don't
a- that's a-
know
that's a-
I don't know how you get Drew
You
Brees
just
in there at all. Yeah.
The height.
Oh, okay. I can see the height.
So,
Drew
like,
Brees' height.
But Drew Brees also
Favre's
throws for 5,000
craftiness.
yards a year. Like,
Manziel can't?
Yeah,
No,
but
I can't
Manziel
see
doesn't
Manziel
have that
doing that at
arm.
all.
He does not have that
you're
arm
gonna
of
watch.
a Brett Favre or a Drew Brees. He doesn't have the arm just to sling it.
Drew Brees,
everywhere.
Drew Brees can just.
Of course, I'm only
Has
kidding. Nobody
accuracy
can
like
compare
no
to
one
Brett
else.
Favre. The
So-
greatest quarterback ever.
All right.
You guys shouldn't have started me.
I know.
He's the reason why I buy Wranglers.
All right. Moving on.
Did you know Brett Favre's first? Do you know what happened to the first throw
Listen.
that he threw?
Of course I do. His first completion was to himself.
No. But his first throw in the NFL went for a touchdown. It just went the other way. He threw an interception for a touchdown.
Yeah,
Yes.
he leads. He has
See,
the most
I like
picks.
I like
Also
that
the most
making the good
touchdowns. So
ones.
Yeah.
That's right.
His first one went for interception or pick six. His first completion went to himself.
Yeah.
Like he's got some interesting stats out there.
You have to take it easy with your comparisons.
What? Who's tweeting at
We're
us?
having some outrage.
Who's tweeting at us? I'm just glad we got a follower.
Our good friend Junior is tweeting at us saying to stay away from the great Joe Montana.
Ah, stop it.
All right.
Where'd it go?
Back to the Raiders.
Here.
Johnny Manziel is
see
a
it.
total Raiders pick. Absolute Raiders pick if he's there.
Oh yeah, he's a big Raiders fan.
If not, they're taking a receiver because
They're going Watkins.
what draft don't they take a receiver?
That's true.
Except for the draft where they took Jamarcus Russell. Woo!
greatest draft pick ever, Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah. Do you know who was like second and third in that draft? They missed Megatron. They missed some amazing players for Jamarcus Russell out there. Woo! Love it.
No, I see them taking Watkins, and this one's actually going to pan out for them.
I could see them taking Watkins, but I could also see them taking a receiver that's supposed to go in the third round. That
They
doesn't
trade up
pan
to number
out.
1 and get Johnny Manziel.
So
I
we'll
would
see.
die.
I mean, Al Davis is gone. Last year, Al Davis was gone though, and they still didn't have a great draft.
It's
So
true.
we'll see how that goes. Al Davis, don't get me wrong, a great owner.
Oh, yeah.
especially back in the
Just
80s.
win, baby.
Yeah, had terrific drafts back then. Last 10 years,
Who's there? They
Not
have
so
Matt
much.
Chop. Do they still have Terrell Pryor?
no,
No, they
he's at the
traded him to
Seahawks now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good pickup for the Seahawks.
Which is actually exciting for the Seahawks because as much as I don't like Terrell
It's
Pryor,
stupid.
like I think they're going to put him at some position.
Yeah.
They're going to make him a receiver or a tight end or something.
the
and I think he's
Tebow.
going to be. Yeah, but I think it's actually going to work out for Terrell Pryor because Terrell Pryor was faster than all the receivers in Oakland. Like
That's
he's
true.
an extremely fast player, and I think he's a really athletic player. I think if he gets over his dreams of being an NFL quarterback, he can actually go out there and do something well.
All right. Listen, guess who just tweeted at us?
Who?
Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. At least here on campus. Of course, everybody loves him all around the world. It's our good friend, Johnny Thunderbird.
Really?
Tweeting at us, wants a shout-out. So, Johnny, you're the one who deserves the shout-out, baby. There you go. Follow him on Twitter at Johnny T. Bird on the Twitter.
Is that all one word?
Yep, Johnny T. Bird. There you go, Johnny. Thanks for tweeting at us. We'd love to see you. Hopefully we see you a lot around campus. Johnny, if you take finals, good luck on them, too.
Johnny T-Bird also mentioned that we're his favorite sports show. Or his favorite radio show.
Oh.
There we go.
Look at that.
Can we put that on our resumes?
We should.
Yes,
Johnny
we-
Thunderbird's
Putting it on now.
favorite radio show. That's great.
I think we
Thanks
should
a
just
lot,
change
Johnny.
our name to Cover 3, Johnny Thunderbird's favorite radio show.
SportsStop.
SportsStop.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Last semester.
Whoa.
Last semester.
Whoa.
It's the first time I've done it. You've done it a lot this
I know, but
semester.
still.
Yeah. We should. Okay. Again, we should change it to SportsStop, Johnny
Johnny
Thunderbird's
Thunderbird's
favorite
radio show.
Yeah.
Emphasize
agree.
the pause.
Yeah. You got to have the pause in there. We got to recreate all of our intros.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah. Even though it's the end of the year.
We'll have Johnny Thunderbird do one.
I like it.
Yes.
Here, this is what it's going to sound like. There we go. Whew.
All right, so
That was exciting.
Thank you, Johnny Thunderbird.
Okay, so we're on the Raiders.
who do you have for the Raiders?
All right. Well, Manziel if he's there, just because it's the Raiders.
Just because it's the Raiders, Manziel, if he's there.
yeah. And then, but in seriousness, I'm gonna go Watkins.
Yeah, I go Watkins, too.
I'm gonna go Manziel, and then if he's already taken, which hopefully is, I pray that he's taken already. Then it might be Sammy Watkins, but I could really just see them going with a random receiver from like the third round. And yeah, I hope it's Sammy Watkins. I mean,
So,
That would
wait,
be
them
fun.
going with a random receiver from the third round?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a Darius Hayward Bay?
yeah, exactly. Like I could. That's a total Raiders move to do right there, and or going with a kicker. They could go with a kicker there.
No, punter. One who doesn't get them points.
Hey, their punter is actually pretty good right now.
Wait, their kicker, Janikowski,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, their kicker's amazing.
That
yeah.
guy's got a boot.
He's
Greatest
a first
kicker
round pick
of all
He's
time.
a first round pick.
Greatest kicker of all time.
The Brett Favre. The Brett
Brett Favre of
kicking.
kicking. I like that.
Why do
He's
we
got the
keep
Wranglers.
encouraging Brett Favre
He's
on
got
the show
he's
right
got the
now?
Wranglers. He's got the U shape.
All right, getting off Brett Favre.
Never.
Stop encouraging him.
When do you expect Brett Favre to come back?
Oh,
And
God.
retire? When do you expect him to retire?
I see the Raiders give him a call if they don't get Manziel.
I can say if Matt Schaub starts throwing a lot of interceptions halfway through this year, which he's bound to do, especially with the receivers in the line that he
Yeah,
has.
they're going to call
I
the
could see them
leading
calling Brett Favre.
interception thrower.
Yeah.
The Raiders. Love the Raiders.
I'm actually wearing a Raiders shirt right now.
I
Too. For
see
the
that.
people who are
But
not listening right now.
that's a Super Bowl. Oh, no,
This
that's
is-
Bo
this is-
Jackson?
This is prime Raiders years right here. Bo Jackson.
Yeah, Bo Jackson, yeah.
And Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson. Ooh, some nasty years back then.
Nasty, nasty, nasty.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 6. Who's number 6?
Oh, wait,
the
what were
Falcons
your
are
guys'
number
picks?
6.
I didn't
Watkins. I apologize.
Logically, I would go Sammy Watkins, but in reality, I can see them going with Beckham, Odell Beckham.
David Beckham.
I see them
Beckham?
going David Beckham. Yes,
I think he retired. I think he played for PSG and then he retired.
but no. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
but,
played for free for PSG. Too.
But I see him coming back and being the best kicker in NFL.
He's just gonna curve it around. He's gonna curve it around like opposing players. You know how they like jump for the ball? He's gonna curve it around them.
But logically, Sammy Watkins, but I could see them going with like Odell Beckham.
Honestly, just pick a name out of the hat. You got a Raiders pick.
Yeah. Have you ever? Now that I'm on Beckham, have you ever seen Beckham hit like that midfield shot?
Yes.
Where
No.
like
Yes.
he told the manager, he was like,
Football.
He's like, I'm gonna kick
This is football.
a midfield.
No, not the
a
right
midfield
one.
goal, right? And the
We did
manager,
it.
I forget who it was at the time, was like, "Don't do it. If you kick it from that far, I'm benching you." And David Beckham, being young David Beckham, you just see him wind up from midfield, and it just curves and drops into the goal, right over the keeper. It was like the most. It was the most Beckham
brilliant.
thing you could possibly do.
You know who else I've seen do that?
All right, moving
Who?
on.
Brett
because
Favre.
I knew that was coming. I knew it.
All right, so we have number 6 going.
Number
'Cause,
6.
By the way, I have Sammy Watkins. I think I said that already, though.
Yeah.
For the Raiders. Number 6, we got the Falcons if they do not trade up. Because a lot of rumors are saying that they're going to trade up. But we'll see about that.
I think
But-
you gotta go defensively if you're the Falcons.
You would think so, but who was
Or
their
no, or
defensive-
off-
It has
offensive
him
line.
taking Jake Matthews.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't see anybody defensively that would fit in a 6 spot. I think with them,
honestly,
if they go
they're-
defense, it's either Khalil Mack or bust.
They either move up, they either trade up and get Khalil Mack or Jadeveon Clowney.
Or they stick
Or they
and
stay
get an
there and get
offensive
offensive tackle.
Whether
Yeah.
it's Jake Matthews or Greg Robinson, if
See,
Robinson moves
The problem.
down.
The problem with me, I said Jake Matthews went to the Browns, so he's off the board for me.
Okay.
So I see them either going Taylor Lewan, the offensive tackle from
Okay.
Michigan.
yeah.
I mean, that's really the only pick they can go with, in my opinion.
I mean,
They could trade down to get him.
or
at this
maybe
point.
even like Aaron Donald, the defensive tackle.
I don't think they go defensive tackle. I think if they go defense for this pick, if Jake Matthews and Robinson are gone, and Khalil Mack's gone, and they don't trade up, I think that they can trade down, get some more picks.
They had such a disappointing year last year. Of course, the Falcons, they were
well,
supposed
they lost. They lost.
they lost Julio Jones,
Yeah, that was a
which was
big hit.
which was huge
That
because
was
Matt
huge.
Ryan was never the same after that.
Yeah, Roddy
Believe me,
White
I
was
had him
injured,
on a lot
was
of my
injured
fantasy
part of the
Roddy White
year.
was-
Their coach
No,
had a heart
entire
attack.
year.
That
Yeah,
just
okay,
sums
Rod-
up the entire Falcons year.
Roddy
Their
White
coach
was
had
fighting
had a heart
with an
attack.
injury.
Wait a minute, no, he didn't.
Or he almost,
That was John
No,
Fox. Yeah,
Oh,
that was Denver.
Actually, no, that was the Texans, dude. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
he had like a stroke or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That also sums up the Texans year. last
Yeah.
year.
pretty much.
You had Julio get injured early. You had Roddy White fighting through an injury all year.
Yeah.
You had Steven Jackson get injured like
Yeah.
5th game or something like that, which I don't even know why.
So I
went
mean,
for
they
Steven
have all the
Jackson.
talent in the world.
They have a lot of talent. They just got to
Last
put
year,
it all
was,
together.
last year they just had the injury bug. I mean,
Yeah.
the year before that they put it all together and they had without
Oh, yeah,
Steven Jackson, but they had,
Yeah.
they had a deep playoff run.
No, they did. They beat the Seahawks in that barn burner in Atlanta.
That was what was that? They made it to the championship game and then the 49ers beat them to go to the Super Bowl, I believe.
Oh, I thought the Saints beat them in the next round. I don't remember. It was something like that.
I don't know if
No, the Seahawks beat the Saints, remember? Cause
No. Last, not this past year, the year before.
Yeah.
I thought there was a I thought there was like a pass interference that wasn't called or something.
In what game?
In the 49ers Falcons game.
There might have been.
I
don't really remember.
I remember that.
Once the Seahawks lost and the Raiders were
you
already
wallowed
out,
in self-pity.
I really forgot until the Super Bowl who was even in it. But I do remember it was the 49ers Ravens in the Super Bowl.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ravens won. Your team, Kurt. Your team, the Ravens. All right, so
So who are you picking here?
I have Jake Matthews going there.
Jake Matthews.
And I say the Falcons keep it.
Jake Matthews for me too.
Yeah, if they trade up, they're going to go for defensive player,
Yeah.
but I can see them just
They either
staying
trade
there
up, go
with Jake
Mac,
Matthews.
or they just get Jake Matthews.
Yeah.
I say Taylor Lewan because both
You have
the
Matt-
top two.
yeah.
The top two are gone.
Right, for you. Okay, now we're going to move on to 7, which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, they have a few question marks. I mean, is Mike Glennon going to be their starting quarterback? He had a pretty
Yes.
good year last year. I mean, they could even draft a quarterback here.
I mean, why?
That was the backup. For
Why not- why
Chicago,
not
right?
give him
the guy
one?
who filled in? Because they also picked up that. Who's the McCown, right? Josh McCown.
Josh McCown, yes.
McCown. Yeah. And
so
he,
maybe
and
they
he had
don't
the
great
highest,
season.
didn't he
Yeah.
had one of the highest. He had like the highest QBR when he played.
Yeah, it's
him
true.
and Nick Foles did
Yeah.
last year. So
Nick Foles.
yeah, Nick Foles, U of A. Shout out to U of A right there.
Shout out to
Tucson.
shout out to the
Tucson.
Eagles.
Oh, also Kadeem Carey. Watch out for Kadeem Carey. He's gonna be like a 3rd-round pick, but came out of Tucson. He's gonna be good in the NFL. He's a running back. Anyway, but
We digress.
but no, I just see them.
You're right.
taking-
They did get McCown, so I don't see them getting a quarterback.
No,
I see them.
Not, at least not in the first round.
they need a receiver.
They do need a receiver.
I don't think that they do need a receiver.
I mean, they have Vincent
They have
Jackson.
Vincent Jackson, who's one of the best receivers in
Oh,
the
number
league,
two.
and
I
they have
know.
Mike Williams on the other side.
I thought
They
no,
traded
they
Mike
traded
Williams
Mike
to
They
the
traded
Bills.
Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Oh,
To the
okay.
Bills.
To the Bills, yeah.
They're. I think they only have one draft pick in this spot, and that's Mike Evans.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that's their only option right now.
Except they did lose Jared Allen, so I could see them going. But I just don't see I don't think
The
there's
Bucks.
any. They
no,
have
we're talking about the
Bucks.
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Oh, okay. Never
Yeah,
mind.
The Buccaneers.
Yeah, I was thinking first. I was like Jared Allen.
I was like, Jared,
Sorry,
what?
sorry.
That's
No,
the next
but
pick. Stop it, Kurt.
Your
No.
head one.
I can see that, but I can also see them go defensively because Lovie Smith is a defensive-minded guy.
But
That's true,
they
yes.
need
So-
weapons from
So
Glennon
now,
or
Yeah.
now
McCown.
looking at it without Mike Williams, they really only have Vincent Jackson on one side. They
Yeah.
have Doug Martin coming back, but Doug Martin last year, before he got injured,
He wasn't doing too well.
He was struggling, but that's only because they were packing
They're
like
packing
9
box.
guys
Yeah,
in
right.
the box, 8
Yeah.
guys in
They
the box,
challenged them.
because they knew that
they
they
only
weren't
had-
going to throw.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't. But if you
Josh
if you get-
Freeman couldn't throw because that was when Josh Freeman was the quarterback for the Bucs.
Yeah. So if you have 2 threatening receivers, if you have Vincent Jackson, one of the best receivers in the game, and another good young rookie receiver on the other side,
Yeah.
then it opens up the running lane for
That's
Doug
true.
Martin, one of the best young running backs in the league, who can then do his thing and get 200 yards a game.
Yeah, it's true.
I had him on my fantasy team 2 years ago when he was doing that.
Yes, I did as
It was
well.
a
Well, he's from
great-
Boise State, so I try and make a point of getting him.
Ah,
So
I see.
Well, speaking of that too, I can see them taking that guy from Notre Dame, the Zach Martin, the guard. If they, because I feel like if you have a new quarterback who hasn't really started that much, you want to establish a run game.
yeah,
If you
I-
want
I-
to establish a run game, you get
seven's
guards
too
and
early
tackles.
for a guard, in my opinion.
I agree with that, but like if they need him that badly, maybe
They
they
can
can
trade
even
down.
trade down.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
trade
I mean,
down.
maybe
They can
maybe
trade
they can
down, yeah.
trade with the Lions, who would need a wide receiver. and-
Mike Evans has so much talent. He has the size, the
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah.
He has the hands. And to pair him up with Vincent Jackson, it's a great dual threat.
I think so too.
Especially
And that's
Doug
gonna,
Martin in
like
the
Atticus said,
backfield.
that's gonna open up your running game too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they need to go wide receiver.
You could easily see the Lions trying to trade up to this pick to get Mike Evans, if the Buccaneers are even having any of it. And the Buccaneers can go down, and with that point, they could try and get Zach Martin
At the
at
same
the
time,
10.
there's so many good wide receivers in
That's
this
true.
draft.
That's true.
I would like to. I know this is a bit of a tangent,
Okay.
but I mentioned the 2007 draft with Jamarcus Russell, where the
Yeah.
Raiders took him number 1 overall.
Okay.
I'd like to just name some people that they missed out on real quick.
Okay.
Number two big Lions took Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson, yes.
Number 3, the Browns took Joe Thomas, one of the best, if not the
Yep.
best tackle in the game right now. Then LeBron Landry went, Adrian Peterson went, Patrick Willis, Marshawn Lynch, Darrell Revis. That draft was stacked full of talent, and they went with Jamarcus Russell. It makes me so sad.
The one
The
guy
Raiders
that's
could
out of
have
the
had
league.
the Raiders could have had 2
All
of the best
Pro
running
Bowlers.
backs in the league
They
right
could
now.
have been relevant.
They
is
could
what
add,
you're saying.
yeah, they could add 2 of the best running backs in the league. They could add the best receiver in the league. They could add some great defensive players in the league right now.
They could have been relevant.
They could have.
Regrets.
It just breaks my
The
heart.
Raiders' problem is just like every year, Darren McFadden is like in the first game. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's finally getting."
They have MJD though
and
this
then
year,
Did
right?
you have
They
MJD
have
this year?
Yeah.
Darren
Have a
McFadden
shot.
was actually healthy for a lot of the year last year, and he just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
But that's all. I mean, they have an awful line. They had Terrell Pryor at quarterback, so people didn't really expect him to do much.
But let's go with the other Pirates right now. Let's go with the Buccaneers. Right now, 'cause
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
that's what pick we're on. I go Mike Evans. Either either the Lions trade up and get Mike Evans, or they get Mike Evans. I see them get
Mike
I see
Evans
Mike
goes
Evans
at this
going.
pick regardless.
I could see them go Mike Evans.
Mike Evans,
Okay, number 8 is the Vikings, which could be interesting.
Blake Bortles.
My first quarterback off the board, Blake Bortles.
Okay,
I think. I mean, they need a quarterback. It's obvious. They got rid of Freeman at the end of the year. Got rid of Ponder at the end of the year. I don't think they have a quarterback right now. Whoever the fourth string quarterback
no,
was.
Ponder I think is still on.
They didn't take
That-
him for the 5th year.
So he's a free agent next
Yeah.
year.
No, for this year.
No, for next year.
I don't think he's coming back next year.
Atticus type.
Wait, Christian Ponder?
Yeah.
I
makes
didn't
more
think they
sense.
were exercising his contract. I think he's a
Well,
free
they
agent.
shouldn't. He's awful.
I know he is. He's
No offense to
kind of
Christian
bad.
Ponder, but you're just not.
No offense, but
Yeah.
you're just not good.
Yeah, you're just not.
No, he's still on the team. They're just saying
Yeah.
no plans to trade Ponder right now.
And they also picked up Josh Freeman.
That's
Ooh,
true.
Josh Freeman.
No, Freeman's gone. He's
never
on the
mind.
Giants now.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I remember.
They got Matt Castle though.
Yeah.
Ooh, that guy.
I do like Matt Castle.
But I see them going Bortles, and I think he's the best.
Yeah.
I think he's the best quarterback in this draft, and he's the first off the board for me.
Do they have
At
any
this pick.
receiving?
They
Yeah,
have
they have
Cordell
Cordell
Patterson
and Jennings.
And
and Greg Jennings, who had a weird year last year.
He
He had no quarterback.
He
Yeah,
puts
that
the
is-
team on his back
that is-
though.
No,
put
but
the
no,
team
but,
on your back.
no, but even like
Quarterback.
even like it seemed like he just wasn't like he was not trying. Like he it was weird because he complained about Aaron Rodgers and how Aaron Rodgers isn't
He
throwing
missed
him
him.
good enough passes, and then he goes to the Vikings with no quarter. You have you have top 5 quarterback in the league, and you go to the Vikings,
Yeah.
which one is your rival.
Yeah.
2 has no actual quarterback there,
Yep.
and so he was getting even worse passes there.
It's true.
And so it looked like he kind of gave up at points, and there's passes that he could have got to that he
Sometimes,
just
yeah.
didn't try to get to.
Okay. But
He was going for the draft pick.
I see either they go Blake Bortles or they go defense to try and kind of accommodate for the loss of Jared Allen.
I think
Maybe Aaron Donald, but I think
I really think-
Blake Bortles is number 1 on their list.
I think they're in complete rebuild mode, like because
I don't
they
think
lo-
it's complete.
They,
They have-
lost Jared Allen, the heart and soul of the defense.
Yeah, but I think they have Adrian Peterson. They have
Adrian Peterson.
they have
with no quarterback.
right. They have Greg Jennings and Cordell Patterson, who I do like, the other wide receiver.
Okay, you have 2 wide receivers and a
So
running back.
if they get Blake Bortles, if he
and
do-
a rookie quarterback.
if he can do better than
Still no defense.
yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for
But that's
someone
why-
on defensive end right now.
that's why I'm saying
That's
it's
why they're
not
in rebuild.
total because they have the
But-
offense.
Yeah, but they have to completely rebuild their defense though.
Okay, so it's not,
That's my point though.
see. I thought you meant total as in the team, which
Well,
I
yeah,
disagree
you know,
with.
if you
Because they are in rebuild mode though.
They're
They are.
I think they're rebuilding their defense. I'm sorry. I'm just
I don't
very,
think it's gonna take them that long to rebuild though. I think they're gonna be like
yeah.
they're gonna be like I don't know, 6 or 8 games this year.
They also have a new stadium this year.
Yeah, so like
FYI.
they're not gonna go like
Crazy.
I think they're gonna win more than like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think they're gonna
just
make the
because
playoffs.
Adrian Peterson alone.
I
that's
don't.
why.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. But
All
I think
day?
the year after, if
They
they
have a
can
shot.
get a couple more defensive players on
Yeah,
that
they
team,
need
which
to
I
address
think they
defense.
can, then that's gonna be a good team, and then that
Yeah,
everyone should
I
watch
agree.
out for.
Atticus, who do you have going to number 8 Vikings?
I think their biggest need right now is definitely a quarterback.
So we all saying Bortles?
I
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
some other good. I was gonna name.
You saying
Teddy
Manziel?
Bridgewater? No, Bridgewater is out there.
You're
Bridgewater's stock is falling
smoking
fast.
crack.
I can see him
Bridgewater
going
is
first
falling
pick, second
fast.
round to the Texans.
I can see that too.
boom.
But I'm
That's what I
saying,
think.
I
I'm
agree.
saying they don't need a quarterback right now. If they can wait, if Bridgewater holds to the second round, they could get Bridgewater. There's also Derek Carr out there who is throwing really well this year.
That was my second one.
Yeah.
It's either going to be Bortles or Derek Carr. I think they go quarterback.
If they go
regardless.
quarterback in the first round, Derek Carr and Bortles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I-
If they wait, I say that they try and reach for Teddy Bridgewater.
I think you gotta go Bortles though because he has that running threat.
and
He has that Tim Tebow style running.
and he has a
threat.
monster arm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 8 minutes and we have 3 picks left.
All right, we can do
2
it.
in the first round and then our favorites. All right, so we have the number 9 pick going to the Buffalo Bills.
This is just awkward
Yeah,
pick.
let's just
This
go.
is
Let's
an
just go
awkward pick.
offensive lineman.
And the one that
I
they
don't
have
really
is
know
Taylor
any
Lewin.
of the needs of
That
the
my
Buffalo
that's
Bills.
gone for me.
They could possibly go Eric Ebron.
And that's who I was. That's who I have. I
Yeah.
have Ibram going there.
They could do that.
Who is their tight? Do they have a tight end?
No.
Do they have a legitimate
They
tight
have
end? threat?
what's his name?
Chandler.
Yeah, Scott Chandler.
Oh,
Who's
okay.
Ebron's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they go tight end with Ibram.
I could see that going on. But
All right.
I see them also going Tyler Lewin. Unless they make a big splash and they move up in the draft.
I think they could. I think
They
they're
could do that.
Potential targets to move
Yeah.
up.
Or they get like Taylor Lewin, the guy from
Yeah, that's-
Yeah,
Michigan.
that's yeah.
Lineman.
All right, number 10 is the Lions,
A lot-
Detroit.
Interesting pick here.
I say they actually move up and get a wide receiver. So I don't know. So I'm just going to pick a guy here because I don't know who.
What? Marquise Lee, Odell Beckham,
They may go
Brandon
Odell
Cook.
Beckham, but like
Brandon Cooks.
He's supposed to be like his stock has really risen.
Yeah.
his stock has risen.
Brandon Cook.
Cook. Yeah.
Yeah, Cook. Brandon Cooks.
Cooks.
He's just like
He's fast.
like 6 months ago, no one heard about him, and now he's just
He played for Oregon State, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm looking at 5 different guys as
Oh,
mock
no,
draft,
no.
and
He-
they're all different.
I think a lot of people know about Cooks because he was a terrific receiver at Oregon State. He was one of the nation.
You're from out west, though.
Yeah, I am from out west, but he was one of the nation leader in receptions and yards this past year. He was
Yeah, he's
good.
He's
He was
good.
amazing, but it was that he was on Oregon State,
Yeah.
so nobody heard as much about him as they should have. But he's one of the best receivers out there right now.
You know, if the Lions keep 10, I say they'll move up. They'll grab maybe a little bit of a reach, but I think they can grab Odell Beckham.
I mean, I really don't think that they need a receiver though.
They do.
They
Who's number
do.
2?
Golden Tate.
That's true. They did get Golden Tate.
Yeah.
But I like Golden Tate. They might need a slot guy.
So
what I mean?
Here's my problem with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, half of his touchdowns last year were all right.
Floats
I'm
to
gonna
Calvin
throw
Johnson.
it. I'm gonna launch it, and
Yes.
Calvin Johnson's gonna go get it.
I like
you
that.
can't
You
do
can't-
that with Golden Tate.
But at
But
the
that's
same-
what
you
you
can't
get
do that
with
with
Calvin
Golden
Johnson.
But at the
You
same
can do
time-
that with Calvin Johnson.
But at the same
Can't
time,
do that with
But
Jamarcus
halfway
Russell.
time, it's a pick though.
no, but nobody. He had nobody else to throw to.
That's true.
If he gets a wide receiver, he can.
He's got
take,
Ryan Broyles, who
He's
isn't-
got
who isn't
pedigree.
awful.
He got hurt. He was
Oh,
hurt.
he was hurt all year. You're
Like
right. Yeah,
all
yeah.
their number 2 wide receivers got hurt last year. Like they ended up going to Foria, the guy, the white tight end,
Joseph Foria.
that does all the touchdown dances, and
He's
that's
so
who they were
good.
throwing to. So, but
And also their defense, like they kind of play the style of just we're gonna score a lot of points and hope the other
it's
team doesn't
try and
score.
outscore the other
I
boys.
say they
Other
go
team.
defense with this pick, and they go with the best cornerback on the board.
I mean, that could
Gilbert.
be
Justin
Gilbert or Kyle Fuller. I
Yeah,
think
I-
Gilbert. I
Justin
like
Gilbert.
I like Gilbert better.
I think that they really need to work on their secondary. I mean, it says that they're going to take a D tackle. They have a decent defensive
They're
line.
not going D
They have
tackle because
Fairley
they had
and Sue.
Sue and
Yeah,
Fairley
they have
there.
Sue and Fairley
That's
is what I'm
ridiculous if they
saying.
go
Yeah.
D tackle.
So they have a good defensive line.
Unless
I
they
think that
move
they
Sue
really
to
need.
the end.
Yeah, they really need a good secondary pick. Is what
Okay.
I'm going with. I just don't know
Or
that
they-
many
Justin-
secondary players. Out.
Justin Gilbert's number.
Haha. They should take Haha.
No,
Haha.
do not take Haha.
They should take Haha.
Haha's not making it to Green Bay. Sorry.
I know, but still,
They should take Haha.
I don't want him
Clinton
going
Alright.
to Detroit. All right, we'll do our favorite team. So, Kurt,
All right.
you have the Ravens.
I got the Ravens, and they gotta go.
Where are they? First of all,
They are 17th.
17.
okay.
They're 17th, and I can either see if they. My thing is they either go secondary or receiver
Okay.
because they lost. They only have Steve Smith right now from
Right.
Carolina
Yep.
And Torrey Smith.
and Torrey Smith.
Can't
Yeah,
forget
so-
So
Those are good receivers.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
receiver
good
core.
starting two. But
And
after
you got
that,
Pitta.
I mean, Steve Smith, he's
And
up there
Dixon.
in age as well.
He's up there in age,
Yeah.
but he's still been putting up numbers.
He has been.
but I think they go with someone like HaHa Clinton Dix
No.
or
Haha.
I
or
see,
Dark
I see that going too.
or someone like Darquez Denard. So a corner or a free safety.
Okay.
Who's ever the best available at that pick.
Yeah.
I feel like they go there because that's their biggest weakness. They
That's
got
true.
the linebacker solid and their defensive line
I
is not awful but not bad.
said they go Marquise Lee.
Okay.
I don't think so, but
All right, Atticus, you have the Seahawks by default.
All right, the Seahawks at 32nd.
At 32.
The mock draft.
Best available.
Somebody has him taking DeMarcus Lawrence. from defensive end
Yep.
from Boise State, which I would absolutely love
Right.
to have
Boise
another
State.
Boise State player on Seahawks. So I would love if they took DeMarcus Lawrence, and then he could learn from like some of the best pass rushers in the game. I think it would make their defensive line even better than it already is. It also another potential draft pick for them is ASJ, Austin Safarian Jenkins, out of UW. And I mean they have Zach Miller at tight end, but they could definitely use a real threat at tight end with Austin Safarian Jenkins, which would be a great pick. And my third option is Ha if he drops, only because I like to say Ha.
He's not dropping that far.
And if they play him, he's going to learn from like Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. And every
There's
time
no
he
way.
every time he made an interception, I could be like Ha, and it'd be super fun. So that's what those are my 3 picks that I'd want.
All right, Evan, how about you? Eagle Man, number 22.
Number 22. I mean, I was reading reports that Anthony Barr could fall as far as beyond the Eagles.
He's what, linebacker, right?
Yeah, the outside linebacker. The Eagles need a linebacker, but at the same time, we need to address the secondary.
Okay.
I think
And the receiving core.
not right now. Not right now.
Okay.
Has he taken Brandon Cooks?
I know. I don't like that. I don't like a wide receiver in the first round.
They
we
have
more major needs.
They have Jeremy Maclin. They're good.
Jeremy Maclin and Riley Cooper.
And Riley Cooper.
Riley Cooper.
Don't forget that name.
I won't.
But I think I just read a report that they were falling in love with Kyle Fuller today. So it's either going to be Fuller or Bradley Roby, the 2 cornerbacks.
Okay.
Either or. They said they were falling in love with Fuller today. He's undersized but has great potential. And Roby has all the intangibles. They just question his concentration throughout, if he can stay focused the entire game.
Oh, I forgot the Eagles also have Damaris Johnson.
Yeah,
at receiver.
Who cares about him though?
He's going to be a good receiver.
He has 10 catches.
We
already
talked
went,
about this.
Yeah, we already
earlier.
went over this. He had 10 catches.
He's going to be a good receiver.
We already went over this. He had 10 catches.
Receiver, yeah, but receivers are really hard when they're young. You never know if they're going to be good.
That's why we're going to draft
to
one in the second round.
and they're going to take time to develop as well. I'm telling you, Damaris Johnson will be a good receiver.
Okay.
All right.
You heard it here first.
So I have the Packers. Of course, they're my favorite team. They're at 21.
Picking one pick before me.
1 pick before the Eagles. They,
Any defensive player.
pretty much. They're not going
available.
offense.
Best available offense.
Now-
Defense.
It would be my dream if Ha fell. It would be my dream if Calvin Pryor fell.
I
'Cause
think
last year
I think Pryor will.
Pryor could. Last year, the safeties for the Packers, they didn't have any interceptions. Fun fact.
Did they do
Not
anything?
so fun.
That's
I mean, I think
because they
you
lost
could've played-
Woodson.
You could have
They lost
played
Woodson.
without a safety, and you probably would be better.
Probably.
When you look at the Packers when they were really good, it's because they had arguably the 2 best safeties in the game with Charles Woodson and
Woodson was playing safety for them, though. He moved back to free safety.
Yeah,
But at the same time, he was only a blitzing safety.
That's okay.
Yeah.
At least he got
that's all
after
he
the
was.
quarterback.
Yeah.
He didn't even play for them last year. He played
And the
for
Packers
Raiders
gets
last
no
year.
sacks either. Even though they had Clay Matthews, they had no pressure on the
I
quarterback.
see them going offensive tackle, either safety or offensive tackle. If Ha or Calvin's there, they go them. If not, I see them going C.J. Mosley from Alabama.
I think CJ
Which
Mosley
I
would
like.
be a good pick.
Alabama. All right, it's 12:31. We have to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll end the semester with our last segment, which will be about the playoffs, and then we'll shoot the breeze a little bit. So stick around. You don't want to miss us shooting the breeze here on WSJU, the voice of St. John's University.
Welcome back to the Sports Stop.
Welcome back to the Sports Stop here on WSJU, the voice of St. John's University. I am WSJU's own James Mitchell. Alongside me are my partners Evan McGuire, Atticus George, Andrzejewski, and Kurt Sem. You're listening to our newest intro, which is In the Summertime, and it's very fitting today because this will be the last show of the semester before the summertime. Of course, that's by Mungo Jerry, for those of you who don't know.
Fun fact of the day.
Yes. Jimmy Mitchie's Nuggets. So it's a final segment. We got the playoffs going on. We just finished our hour-long discussion of the NFL mock drafts, our NFL mock drafts.
That was
And
fun.
that was fun.
It
Yeah.
was.
It's always fun, and of course, we're going to be totally wrong tomorrow. When it comes around. But I mean,
We're going to find out. Like the Raiders are going to get the number 1 pick, and they're going
Yep,
to,
they're
and they're
gonna
going to
go
go with
Manziel.
Garoppolo. I think that would be a better pick than Manziel, but
Atticus, you're breaking things over there.
I'm trying to fix things. My head. I was just trying to untangle the headphone cord, and the ear popped off. So now that it's popped off, I might as well take the time to untangle the whole.
well, at least it's not your ear, Atticus. Now, Atticus, the Spurs. I know you're excited about talking about the Spurs.
Woo!
They're your
hot.
team.
they
Game.
are hot.
They destroyed the Trailblazers last night.
That I was going into the Trailblazers series.
Honestly, I was a little surprised they went to 7 games in the previous series.
I was surprised about that, but it
they
made
didn't
sense
take him
because
serious. They didn't take him serious.
I think that, but I also think these two teams, the Dallas Mavericks and the San Antonio Spurs, are
Yeah.
very familiar with one another.
That's true.
They know each other really well. They're both veteran teams. Like if you think about all the veterans on both, you got Dirk and Tim and Vince, and you
Friends
just got,
close, enemies closer, that type of
yeah,
thing.
exactly. You have a lot of people who have been playing each other for a while, and I just broke the other side now. But
This is why we can't have nice things, Atticus.
it made sense why it went to 7. I understand why it went to 7. I'm just glad that they ended it like it did. But it made me a little nervous.
In
going,
dominating fashion.
Yeah, it made me a little bit nervous going into the Trailblazers series because the Trailblazers are a really, really hot young team, and it scared me a little bit. I was a little worried, but after seeing last night's performance, I'm feeling a little bit better. It was a great game last night. Great game last night.
Okay.
It's the first time since 2008 that Tony Parker has scored over 30 in back-to-back games as well
Yes.
in the playoffs. Yeah.
So they're on a hot streak, no doubt about that. Well, hot streak. They won 2 in a row, right?
Yeah.
Or was it?
But
3 in
they've
a
won
row?
2 in a row by like over 20.
Yeah,
And
so-
handily.
I
20.
think it
Yeah.
helped the Spurs that they played only a few days ago, and that Portland, even though they
See,
won in Game
it goes
6,
down to that momentum thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at the Eastern Conference, the Pacers, they just
They
came
have
off
momentum,
playing.
right?
Yeah, but then they just
They're
the
running on
Wizards
empty
just,
right now.
No, they have all the momentum in the world.
Roy Hibbert's leading them to greatness, though. I'll tell you that.
Exactly.
Apparently, they're veterans like Paul George and
Paul
things like
pulled
that.
him
Yeah.
aside.
They pulled him aside to
Told him to step up.
hopefully get his head straight.
I wonder what that conversation is like. What happened?
Dude, you're like,
We're-
8 feet
the
tall.
words-
What do you do?
The words can't be said on over
Yeah.
radio.
Didn't
That's
la-
what they've been. That's
Last
what they were
game,
telling
didn't he
them.
have 0 points, 0 rebounds?
Zero,
And
zero
5
probably.
fouls in
I thi-
15 minutes.
I think he had 2 rebounds at the
No,
end.
he didn't.
He
No,
No, I
didn't?
think he had
No,
0.
He had
Yeah.
0.0 rebounds,
Oh,
2 blocks, and then
A
5,
partridge in a pear
Oh,
tree.
yeah.
and then
2
5
blocks.
fouls.
Can we talk about out of the 4 series that are, like we had 5 game 7s, right?
Yeah.
Out of the 4 series right now, 3 of the games have been blowouts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
would say,
The Washington game wasn't a blowout, but they
They beat 'em- they beat 'em.
They beat him handily.
yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, the Pacers or not the Pacers. Spurs blew them out by over 20.
Yep.
Heat blew them out by 20. Clippers destroyed the Thunder. That was a
Yeah.
surprising game. That was a really surprising.
Chris Paul went off.
8
Yeah.
for 9.
That's not going to. That's not going to
8 for
keep
9
happening.
from downtown for Chris
I
Paul.
On
thi-
a-
that was just one of those nights where you couldn't do anything
Yeah.
to touch him.
Yeah,
you just
everything-
you let him take it.
Everything's
because-
coming up Chrissy that night.
On ESPN, when they have the top story and they have little clever titles and everything. That
Just
after
like
that
us.
game,
YOLO.
after that game, it said CP 33333 and had 8 threes after it, which I thought was really clever.
That is really
Yeah.
funny.
But speaking of the Thunder, real quick, Kevin Durant named MVP yesterday.
That's
Oh, yeah,
true.
that
As
was
it should be.
amazing. That was
did,
awesome.
Did you guys see his press conference for it?
I
Yeah.
saw bits of it. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
Really
amazing
humbling.
to wa-
Yeah,
that was
just really
amazing
humbling to
see.
watch that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and he's so deserving of it,
Yeah.
and just his.
So hopefully, just the
James has
series,
no
he
idea
can
what we're
just
talking
get.
about.
I know he won,
can
though.
get his team. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because it wasn't him; it was his team. Like he said,
Yeah.
he gave it all the credit to everybody.
Put the team on your back.
Especially his mom. That was the coolest
his
part.
mom and his grandma getting the every little part of his speech was just amazing to see.
It didn't say anything like "thank you for," it was nothing about Kevin Durant.
No,
it was all about all the
about
people
his
helped
team.
him, and it was
Yeah.
just showed how cool Kevin Durant is. But even though the game 1, he didn't play that great.
No, it's
in
fine.
that
It's fine.
Clippers Thunder series.
He didn't have to play good. No one was stopping Chris Paul.
True.
I loved that he got MVP. I love Kevin Durant, but it makes me sad at the same time
Because he's not a
because he's not a Sonic. And
I knew this was coming up.
Seattle drafted him, and we could have had an MVP, but
I'm sorry.
it's
David
okay.
Stern.
It's okay.
I'll try and get off of this then.
It's okay. I don't know if
Yeah, we could talk about Brett Favre if that makes sense.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but the
Brett Favre was a
OKC
three-time MVP.
the OKC Grizzlies series
Yeah.
was two former Northwest teams because they used to be the Seattle SuperSonics and the Vancouver Grizzlies, which I think is interesting. And now there's only one Northwest team left,
That's
the
true.
Trailblazers.
Yep.
Shout out to Portland.
Portland
Rip City.
Rip City.
Rip City.
blazing through the Northwest. All right, now let's talk about a little bit about the Brooklyn Nets, of course, the local team, the only one in New York that made the playoffs. Sorry, Knicks fans, I had to remind you of that. So, they swept the season series against the Heat. I think it was 4 games, right?
Yeah, 4-0.
4-0.
Yeah.
2 of them, Dwayne Wade didn't play in, though.
Dwayne
And the
Wade-
other 2 were by 1 point. So,
Chris Plumlee.
Chris Plumlee.
but
Well, it's not Chris.
No.
What's his
Nah.
first name?
Mason.
Mason Plumlee.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
there's
There's
no-
like 3 Plumleys and they all start with M.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think they all went to Modern Day, right? High school.
Maybe. Yeah, they all went to Duke. I know that.
They all went to Duke. But they held. I didn't see any of the game. I saw highlights. They held with them in the first half. I saw.
I think in the third quarter they started to pull away. Yeah.
I didn't watch
quarters.
any of the game, so I can't really.
It was
make
just
a
too
comment.
much. Basically, the game was just in the third quarter. It was just too much Dwayne Wade
I
and
just
too much
saw
LeBron and too much Heat.
The highlights that I saw, there was no help defense in the lane, and that's how you have to stop the Heat. You play defense. You play help defense in the lane, and you force LeBron to give the ball up. That's how you're going to beat them.
So far in the playoffs right now, the Heat are 5-0. If they go on to sweep the Nets,
I don't think they'll sweep them, but
they beat them really handily tonight.
Hope not. That's boring.
Yeah, if they,
don't think there's
if
gonna
they
be-
I think the Nets will
If
get
they-
one, but I just don't see them winning that
yeah,
series.
if
I
they
don't either,
sweep
to be
them
honest
or
with
if they beat them in 5, still that's,
I mean, the
that's
Nets are
only
the-
8 and 9 total games. Where you look at the Spurs and the Spurs have already played 8 games, or the Trailblazers have already played 8. The Clippers and the Thunder have also already played 8. Everybody in the West has already played 8, essentially.
Yeah.
And so you got this well-rested. If Miami is most likely going to make it to the
doesn't even-
championship,
it doesn't
they're going to
even
be
help them
well-rested compared to these really hard-fought series in the West.
That's true.
Dwayne Wade's still going to be hurt.
But yeah,
No,
but
but-
they're going to be more rested
Yeah, they're going to be more rested.
So- gonna be
than
hurt,
any of the teams in the West, which gives them a significant advantage.
And they haven't even pulled out. It's kind of irrelevant now because Roy Hibbert just decided to stop. Or actually, I think the perfect way to describe Roy Hibbert, it's like that part in Space Jam where the aliens come and they make Patrick Ewing touch the basketball and they drain all his powers. I feel like that happened to Roy Hibbert.
That's a great. That's a great.
That's
analogy.
exactly
That's
what
awesome.
happened to Roy Hibbert right now. It's
Yeah.
like someone just drained all his
I really hope that's
And he's
actually what
running.
happened.
I hope so too.
No, but the Heat got Greg Oden purely to just kind of slow down Roy Hibbert. But
was-
now you don't need to slow him down because he does that by
That
himself.
was
Leave him
just-
wide
that was
open.
just-
I would leave him
It
wide
was
open
such a
at this
bad
point.
pickup in general. Just Greg Oden is awful, and he's always getting injured.
Yeah, but no, I think that actually might help them if they play it because that's the Heat's biggest problem, size, and that's the only way you can beat the Heat. That's why the Rockets had a good record, and that's why Brooklyn also had a good record because they can throw it down to
And they
Now, who beat the Rockets? Sorry, who beat the? I'm sorry,
Trailblazers.
Trailblazers. Okay.
How can you forget
And
Damian Lillard?
There's in Game 6 with that
was a
buzzer beater, but
crazy- with
3 of those
0.9
games went to overtime. They were all really
Yeah,
close
that was
games.
a great series.
Yeah,
It was just a great NBA first round.
yeah.
it was.
For the playoffs.
It was incredible. There was
Same with
3
hockey.
Game 7s on Friday and 2 on Saturday.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
And then the first 4 games of the second round were just
blowout.
We're all
blowouts.
blowouts.
It's
Yeah.
like, really.
It's true. Now,
But-
Evan, you kind of brought us a bridge to the other playoff series. It's 12:45, by the way, on Eastern Standard Time. The NHL playoffs are going on right now, and they're farther along. I mean, they're going into Game 4s and things like that. Kings have won 6 in a row.
Kings are on fire, and
Kings
they're
are on
They
fire.
went down 3-0 and then have won 6 in a row.
Yeah, they've won 6 in a
They
row.
won they went down 3-0 against San Jose.
Won that in 7.
Now they're playing the Ducks.
James
They're
San
up
Jose
to-
didn't make it.
They just
I know.
They didn't make it.
I know.
I was
and
really close to predicting that score. It was 5-1, and I said it would be 4-1. I was
Sure
I
you
was,
did.
I was Snapchatting him, and I was like, I just Snapchatted him the score. I was like, oh, I'm right, and I was like, no.
I was sleeping by then. I wasn't feeling too
I,
hot.
I still got my teams in it.
Yeah,
said my team's
the
still in it.
Penguins.
Yeah.
My team's still in it.
Penguins lost
will
the
move
first
on.
game
In overtime.
in overtime,
Yeah.
and
And
then
since then,
they've
Marc-Andre
shut out.
Fleury's put 2 shutouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
No,
hockey's all about your goalie. If your goalie's hot, watch out.
That's
Like,
why.
I mean,
that's why the Kings are so scary right now
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
true.
Quick is locked in.
who has the best name for a goalkeeper?
Yes.
Yeah. The,
He's locked in right now.
Game 2 of the Pittsburgh series was actually pretty interesting because Pittsburgh actually played defense.
Yeah,
it was
sure.
really nice
For
to
the
watch.
first-
They-
the past 2 games
I mean,
they've
Marc-Andre
been-
Fleury put up a shutout, but he only had like 22 saves.
The
or
past
something
2
like
games
that.
they've been playing defense.
Yeah, last
I
game-
didn't recognize them.
Last game they had 15 shots. The Penguins only had 15 shots, and they put up 2 goals.
Sidney
and won 2-0.
Crosby finally came off the schneid, and he scored
the
his
goal.
first goal
He
of
did.
the
Yep.
postseason.
The first
game
goal
3.
in 13 playoff games.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy when you think of it.
Yeah.
The best player in
But
hockey.
Sidney Crosby
Yeah.
always like whenever everyone's like, "Oh, Sidney Crosby, you're not."
He
you
can
suck."
step up whenever he
He
wants.
just
Yeah.
like in
He
the,
can just be like, "Oh, you don't think I can score?"
yeah, like the
I mean,
Vancouver
some-
Olympics where like the only goal he made was the overtime gold medal.
I mean,
game.
sometimes you can think like the pressure gets to him a little bit. Being the guy on the Penguins, who's one of
He's the guy of
premier
the
teams.
NHL,
He's the guy of the NHL, and now he's on like the national stage in the playoffs. Maybe sometimes the pressure could get to him a little bit. However, like you guys said, he can turn it on
I
whenever.
mean, he's been there before too. Like
Yeah.
he's won the Stanley Cup before.
Youngest captain ever to raise it.
Yeah. So I
the way.
think
said the kid.
I think he's comfortable there.
I think so too.
Yeah.
All right, the Blackhawks, defending champions, they're up 2-1 against the Wild.
Wild won last night, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
4-0 last night.
4-0.
It's whatever. I mean, the Blackhawks. What they won 5-1 and 4-2 their first 2 games. I'm not worried about it. I think the Blackhawks will win the next game, and they'll go on in 5 games.
And also the Bruins, defending Eastern
Bruins,
Conference champions.
They're down.
The
They're down to
Canadians, the Canadians
right
are
now.
fighting right
Yeah.
now.
From Montreal.
And that is
The-
a hard
the
fought
Habs.
series. They
Yeah.
hate each
Yeah,
other.
they
Yeah.
do.
They
The-
hate.
Oh, shout out to Supon for scoring that another goal against. Shout out to all the racist Boston fans.
Like, I don't.
I mean that's probably my favorite series. It's so hard fought. Those 2 teams hate each other. They're
Yeah.
part of the original 6.
Yeah,
They probably
Yeah.
that might be the best rivalry in hockey.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
up there.
It's because it's just so gritty and
they're
hard.
both such equal. Like the competition is so equal. Like I was actually having an argument a week ago about how like some rivalries aren't really rivalries because like it's not really a competition between the 2 teams.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of rivalries out there. Like UW and Washington State. They got the Apple Cup game here, and UW lately has just destroyed Wazoo. Yeah.
But yeah, just I don't know. Some like I think rivalries sometimes kind of get overhyped just because people are like U of A, ASU. Like at the end,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember one year like ASU stuck to football and Arizona stuck to football, and I was
Exactly.
just like, who
No,
cares who wins this game? Like
there-
nothing.
There was one year where there's 120 teams in college football, right?
Yep.
UW and Wazoo were 119 and 120th. Neither of them had a win yet. They played the Apple Cup, which is the last game of the year. UW won like 7-0 or something like that,
What are we
and ended up having
We're
one
talking about
win.
college basketball. This is,
College
we're talking
football.
about college football.
yeah.
I apologize.
So-
We're just talking about
Rivalry?
rivalries. Just
Yeah.
like I was just saying how
Best
someone-
rivalry. All right. What is your best rivalry?
That's too hard.
No, it's not. What is
Yes,
the best
it is.
rivalry?
I think you have to go Yankees Sox.
That's right up there.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what
you
I
have to
would
go.
say, but I mean,
Actually, right now the most entertaining 49ers Seahawks.
That's my favorite rivalry. Now that I think about it, that is my favorite rivalry.
49ers Seahawks
Because they are
best right
both
now.
so good, and like those games are
and
so
so
amazing.
defensive minded
he's
too.
gonna
Yeah.
bring up something about Brett Favre.
He's gonna say
Brett Favre.
Green Bay Vikings. or
No,
something.
Green Bay Bears, oldest rivalry in the NFL.
Yeah, but no, both those teams
You
need to
stop
get
it.
better. They need to get better.
Excuse me.
Because like rivalries
right
aren't-
now, it's
aren't-
not the best.
Yeah, right now it's not.
Well, look
excuse
at
me.
the Seahawks. Look at the Seahawks. They played the 49ers twice in the regular season. They killed the 49ers at home, and then they barely lost to the 49ers at Candlestick, and then they played each other in the playoffs.
Notice
Great
how
game,
it's
Richard
always
Sherman.
pro Seattle.
Does 4th and 8 mean anything to you?
No, why?
No? Anything? All right. I'm not sure. Ooh,
You might
story
be wrong
time.
about
so,
Story
I'm
time
so
for
excited.
James. Jimmy Mitchie.
Oh, we didn't do Dum Dums.
We did not do Dum Dums.
It's our last show.
I know. We'll. All right. We can do Dum Dums soon. I don't
Okay.
have one.
I got one.
Story time with James Mitchell. Jimmy
Mitchie's Nuggets.
Jimmy Mitchie. 4th and 8 is now patented because of that was the game-winning play in Week 17, do or die for the NFC North between the Packers and the Bears.
Oh,
this
and
last-
Aaron Rodgers
this
had that.
last-
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Seattle.
Aaron Rodgers. What?
I thought this.
Brett Favre never played on Seattle.
I thought this had to do with.
So yeah, that was the last play.
Okay,
patented and
okay,
everything.
but like,
part of
yes,
the rivalry.
yes, that's a good rivalry. We're talking about
The
like
oldest-
current rivalry. Like, of course, you can name like Sox and Yankees is
Sox and
probably
Yankees
the
are
greatest
probably the best
rivalry of
baseball
all
rivalry.
time.
Probably,
of
yeah.
all time.
I just wanted to
but
be different.
It's not like it's not like a big heated rivalry right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
right now you
'Cause
have
it's not
like
at the end of the year.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
right now you have that big fire between like the 49ers
And also,
and the
like,
Seahawks.
it's not like the Yankees and Sox lately have been like, winner take all for the AL East. It's like,
Yeah.
but like honestly, in that division, 49ers Seahawks, it's those two teams. Like the Rams
yeah,
and Cardinals
it
are
is.
like, and
The Cardinals are
Cardinals are on the-
surprising.
Cardinals
The
are on the
Cardinals are
upturn,
up there.
yeah.
They're like
They're the
9 and
first team-
7 talent.
They're the first team to beat the Seahawks at home in 2 years.
Look at that.
Yeah, they beat 'em
Actually,
at
the
the end of the
Packers
year.
should have been that. Should have knocked that.
Oh yes,
the fail Mary.
That was a beautiful
Actually, the
touchdown pass.
Packers. The schedules came out. When the schedules come out? Was that within
Like
this
2
week or
weeks
2
ago?
weeks ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
First game is Packers Seahawks.
The,
I'm looking forward to
the
that.
Seahawks
Who's
got
gonna lose, but-
screwed. Actually, no, the Raiders got screwed. The Raiders have the toughest schedule. And
They gotta get
had
mans
one
up.
of the-
They gotta trade
yeah,
up.
dude,
one of the worst records.
Matt Hill would handle it.
But the Seahawks, because they had that undefeated streak at home, they got a ton of hard talent at home this year. Of course, they have to play the 49ers once. They got to play the Cardinals once at home. They got to play both of them twice. But they got a ton of playoff teams that they have to play at home.
Yeah, but they'll be.
Sure.
I think they'll be okay. Something
Yeah.
tells me that the Seahawks will be okay.
All right, guys. We mentioned it before, and we have 8 minutes left. The time is winding down on our semester here at SportsStop.
Last show, we have to do it.
Last show, we have to do it. By the way, this is new too. Lucas.
ha. These are the dum-dum.
The Dum Dums.
That was probably the lamest thing I've ever created.
Yeah. But it's the Dum Dums.
It is the dum
Dum
dums.
We're
dum.
pumped.
All right. So
I
what are some Kurt? Is he the only one that has a
I
dum
have a
dum right
dum-dum.
now? Okay.
I have
Okay.
Oh, I got a dum-dum.
Okay.
okay.
I don't.
Well,
All right. Who wants to start?
No, Kurt. You
You
go.
All right,
sorry,
all
you were
right.
pumped
My
up.
dum dum
You
goes out to Liverpool.
yes.
Liverpool over the weekend. If you guys didn't know, we're ahead of the Premier League
Nobody
by
knows.
1 point. By 1 point.
We all
We
know
all
except
know.
for you.
Yeah, by 1 point. And
But
they were up.
up by like 10 points before that.
Yeah. They were up 3-0 in the 88th minute, and then ended up giving up 3 goals in the final 12 minutes of the game, giving them now only a 5% chance to.
Wasn't
take.
it in the final 5 minutes?
Well, they gave up
Something
the first goal was
ridiculous.
in the final 12th, and then they gave up 2 in like the 86th and
It was
88th.
just
It was just a complete collapse.
It was
was
like
against
a
Chris-
Mets-like failure.
But Crystal Palace has
Yeah.
done that this year. Also, Man City early in like a couple weeks ago needed a key win, and they couldn't get it against. And Crystal Palace beat
No,
them.
now
Yeah.
But now Man
Man
City
City's
is in
gonna
the
go on to
driving
win the league and-
driving seat.
Okay. So who's the dum dum?
Liverpool.
Oh, you have the
Oh,
segment
I
this
haven't
week.
this time yet.
We had to do it
All right,
manually last
my
week.
dum-dum this week is new interim manager
Oh, God.
Okay.
of Manchester United.
Hey, how is this
Ryan
a dum
Giggs.
dum?
Ryan Giggs.
How is this a
He
dum
became-
dum?
He's
Oh my
41 years old. He's
How
41
is this
years
a
old, right?
dum-dum at
They
all?
fired David Moyes.
How is
They
this a
hire
dum-dum?
Ryan Giggs as a player manager, right? He
Okay.
puts himself in the last game. It's such a bold move by Ryan. He's 41 years
How
old
is this a dum dum?
because he put himself in the
That's
game
not
as
a
a
dum-dum.
41-year-old player.
That is not a
That's
dum
That
dum.
is a total dum-dum.
That's a dream.
His final appearance at Old Trafford. He
Yeah.
was a player. His final appearance. Vidic
it-
got in.
It makes sense,
That's not
but
a
I
dum dum.
still think it's hilarious
But it's
that
not
Ryan
a
Giggs was
dum-dum.
just like, I'm gonna put myself in because I'm the
It's
manager
not
now.
a dum.
Put the team on my back.
And he's
then-
the
and then
first
he's- and then
manager
he-
coach
he's-
that actually was able that did that in Premier
Yeah,
League.
he's a manager. He's player manager, and
It's not a dum dum.
I love it. I love it that he's like,
It's not a dumb.
you have to manage from the field. What is he gonna be? He's gonna run over the sideline and like give like an incoming sub like a pep talk real quick.
I
He's
think
gonna
that's
he's
cool.
gonna pull Vidic over to the sideline and he's gonna be like, "Yo, okay, I'm gonna need you to really just play up front a lot. You're gonna be really like hounding that right sideline a lot, putting real pressure on people. Hold up, the ball's coming my way. Let me go run real quick. I'll be right back."
No, I
just-
think that's cool.
it's-
I wish a lot more sports had player managers. I mean, they used to have it in baseball all the time with
Yeah,
Pete
Pete
Rose,
Rose,
Frank
yeah.
Robinson.
I don't.
That
agree.
was cool.
That's a dum. I think that should get a round of applause.
Oh, okay, Atticus. Who's your dum dum?
Ryan Giggs.
Evan.
Real quick though, how bad do you feel like there's an 18-year-old on Manchester United scored two goals?
2 goals. Yeah,
Two
That
goals.
was nasty. That was real nasty.
Like,
yeah.
he's 18.
Yeah.
He makes us look stupid now.
Yeah, Manchester United is just so like I just don't.
I mean, I hate 'em.
Yeah,
I hate
I
Manchester
can't.
That's
stand
my
United,
team.
but, like,
I know
That's my
it is.
team. So
I'm
I
a
hate
Chelsea. I like
and I hate
Chelsea
'em.
when it comes to Premier League.
I'm
I
a
liked- I liked-
Norwich City fan.
there we
I
go.
liked Chelsea when they
The
had
Canaries.
Drogba, and I like them again just because they have Eto'o. But I hate Torres, so you know,
All right.
fun stuff there.
All right,
I
so
mean,
that
who's your dum-dum?
was our quick soccer bit because I know this guy over
We
here
finally got to
doesn't
talk
like,
about soccer this year. I love it.
this guy doesn't like to talk about
Oh,
soccer, so we just
Champions League finals this Saturday.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Woo! That's gonna be fun. All
Oh,
Madrid
yeah.
final.
All Madrid final. It's
gonna
going to be
take-
crazy.
I'm
in
taking
Madrid.
Real because
Real.
You gotta
Ronaldo
go
is
Real.
in Portugal.
You gotta go
You got to go Ronaldo.
Yes.
You got
It's in
Gareth
Lisbon.
Bale.
yeah. You got Ronaldo and Gareth Bale.
It's
Who are just nasty.
oh my! He played the dum dum. Boo!
The host.
All right, my dum dum, real quick.
I'm so proud of myself. Go ahead.
Single A baseball. Great Lakes versus Fort Wayne.
Best kind of baseball. Go ahead.
It was a pop up down the right field line. It was about to go out of play. Players running down, hits the sprinkler. The sprinkler breaks, and it's just a geyser of water flying
That's
straight
so
up.
funny.
So Fort Wayne's crew gets the dum dum on that one.
Okay, so the dum dum I have, I'm looking in my crystal ball.
Us.
It's not us, though. It's debatable. I'm looking at my crystal ball.
Why you have my iPad?
It's my crystal eye pizzle. Crystal pizzle.
Okay, we have to shoot the breeze still, so we have.
We
2
do have to
minutes.
shoot the breeze.
Let's go.
Mine is the Raiders picking Johnny Manziel. So Raiders.
Just any draft pick that they have.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it's 12:58 Eastern Standard Time. Last 2 minutes of the Sports Stop here on WSJU of the semester.
Of the semester.
We'll be back. Raise your hand if you're going to be back.
Potential.
Atticus does not know.
Mine's like a half up.
Now, Atticus, you might be transferring.
Yeah, maybe. We have to see.
If you get accepted, I'm assuming that's what.
Yeah, I'll most likely go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't see why you wouldn't be accepted.
We'll see.
Now you're projected to go. Not projected. But you're
Go in the first round.
first round to UW.
Maybe a second round pick.
Second round
Now,
pick, yeah.
now
Take East Talents to
that's
Northwest.
the field with the red on it, right? That's the red football field.
What? That's Eastern Washington.
Eastern Washington. Never mind.
Just forget that. Just forget that entire thing then.
Yeah, never mind. All right. So now the St. John's here doesn't have the major you're looking for, right?
No, yeah.
Now, Atticus, you have radio shows.
Yes.
You're part of ours.
Yes.
You're part of your own.
Mhm.
And you've interned with the radio.
Mhm.
The major you're looking for is
Bioengineering.
okay. All right. Well, Atticus, hopefully you'll be back. I mean, it'd be nice if you were
I
back.
hope you don't get
Yeah.
accepted.
I mean, if you go on to bigger, greater things with your nerd major. Sorry to all the biology and engineering and other
all the dirty
We don't have any
majors.
engineering.
all the nerd
Yeah, we don't
majors
have
here. I
any
apologize. But Atticus, hopefully you do get accepted and move on to bigger, greater things. Of course, that'll be closer to your native Seattle home.
Yeah, it's one bus.
So that'd be cool.
One bus ride.
I just want to make sure that you remember to play me in Words with Friends.
Oh yeah, always. I mean,
Because
it may take like 4 days and like 8 nudges from you, but I will play you back.
I only get one nudge, which I'm very disappointed about because I think it should be more than that.
It seems like I get like a nudge a day from you, though.
No, well, you do when you play,
Yeah.
but see, nudges come like every 8 hours. So, well, just one nudge after 8 hours. So I nudge you right then and there.
Yeah.
I count.
Do you
down.
wait? Do you count down for the 8 hours?
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you just nudge right away?
Oh yeah,
Because it seems it's pretty on top of it.
yeah, I know. All right,
Except you haven't played me. I played you yesterday, and you
I
haven't
know.
played me. Yet.
I've been busy. I slept.
We played golf.
We were
and then
playing
he said-
golf. Yes.
Just because of that, you're getting a nudge right now.
Okay. I don't get it. I don't get the updates, but I don't get the notifications. for the
I'm
game.
still nudging you. I
Okay.
nudged both of your games right now.
Okay. I don't know. All right, for the last time this semester, for Kurt Sem, Atticus George Andrzejewski, who's singing along with Jimmy here, of course, native Seattleite. Wait, quick question: is it
Yeah.
Seattleite?
Yeah.
Okay, I was
It's just
right.
Seattle with an ITE at the end.
So it's like satellite.
Yeah, it is
Yes.
a lot like satellite.
So, Kurt Sem, Atticus George Andrzejewski, Evan McGuire, I am James Mitchell, signing off for the last time this semester in May 7th, 2014. Beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Go outside. Good luck with your finals. Life is good today. Let's keep it that way. So life is good for the summer as well. Let's keep it that way
Enjoy
as
your
well.
summer, guys.
Enjoy your summer. Good luck on your finals. We are over and out.